Hey everybody, you're listening to the Shuper. Hey everybody, you're listening to the Shonen Brothers Network. Yeah.
We've already started.
Sometimes, yeah, exactly. Sometimes we just start, and he doesn't tell you.
You'll see when I hit the button.
Daniel, I can't see the button from here.
Me neither.
Oh, that's not my fault.
Oh no.
Sounds like a personal problem. God.
Get your penis jokes out of the way.
No, that was a.
Not even.
It wasn't that. No, yeah. It was like a.
You ready for my favorite thing? But I love this chair because
Yeah. Old time fans will remember that.
Yeah.
classic.
That's a callback to episode. Is it 2 or 1?
One, I think. Yeah. Thank you, Daniel. Very cool.
Good times. Can I have that when you're done? What? The chair.
Yeah.
Well, I want to take it back to work.
So
Who cares? We'll just start it.
Sure.
I'll adjust the volumes as we go.
Yeah, okay.
What?
What?
Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Wait.
on.
We gotta let the theme song play.
Shut up, Daniel.
Where's the light?
You can't do this joke twice,
Where?
Daniel.
What do you mean, the joke?
Daniel, I'm not hearing it.
Yeah, I'm not hearing
No,
it.
am I broken?
I hear it. You
Daniel,
guys-
am I broken?
It just goes to my headphones.
Help.
No, it just goes to my headphones. Hold on.
Can I try it?
Okay, hold on. Let me restart it real quick. We'll be right back. I'm just kidding. I edited it.
Wait, what? I can't hear it.
I mean, I don't. It already played.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Super Shonen Brothers, the greatest anime podcast and pop culture podcast you'll ever be on and a part of.
The greatest.
Oh my gosh.
It's a
Brady
genuine
always,
honor.
every time Brady always just has to just put us down. Every time. And everybody, my co-host, Brady.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm very tired.
That was very weird.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And I'm sure you heard
it's
him
me.
already, ladies and gentlemen. We have a very special guest, the one and only Nathan.
Hello, everybody. My name is Nathan Hayes, and I make air vibrate for a living.
Don't explain it.
Yeah.
Just leave it at
I
that.
don't even know what I do. Only the government does.
And me.
No.
No.
I'll never be able to understand you, Nathan.
Yeah.
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 Sick. Wow, can you believe that we've been doing this for 4 weeks straight now? 5 weeks?
Is it 4?
Is it 4 or 5?
It's
I think
pretty-
it's
pretty
4.
incredible.
It's 4.
Is it 4? We've already lost count.
It's 4.
I'm just kidding. I know it's 4.
Yeah.
First,
It's
I edit this thing. I know.
Yeah,
I know these things.
Yeah, you know everything,
You,
Daniel.
you wrote this down, right?
No, I don't write anything down. I come into this. I didn't even prepare for this.
Well, that's
episode.
not true. You have a typewriter and you write down everything
Oh, you mean
about
my
everyone.
mythical typewriter? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah. I write down the.
He plans out
you
everyone's
take it to
lives.
class.
Yeah, I always do.
You're like the one guy in the entire room,
Yeah,
like at the top, and then clack, 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 clack. Ding.
exactly that.
That's cool.
I almost hit Brady in the face with this microphone.
Yeah, almost. But you didn't.
He just needed to be closer.
Yep. Wow.
It was OSHA compliant. It was safe.
Yeah. We are approved by OSHA. Can you get a podcast approved by OSHA?
I'm sure if it was like unionized, but that sounds
Yeah.
like hell.
We could unionize.
Could you imagine if everyone in your show was unionized?
Brady would be the one to like freaking go out and protest and try and get unionized, and I'd be that guy that's like, no,
Yeah.
No,
you're not gonna get unionized.
I really don't care.
You'll never get unionized.
That's what everyone says before they join a union.
Yeah, that is.
I don't really care
Yeah,
about
I don't
it.
really care. And then you learn
and then you're in.
Yeah, you learn about the benefits.
Dude.
And then after your second ceremony with the robes and the blood, yeah, no, you're in.
Where are we going with any of this?
It's definitely not
I don't
anime related.
Well,
People are gonna like listen to this episode for the first time and they'll be like, they're not even talking about anime.
Well, you weren't talking about anime yesterday. Or, the week before.
Yesterday.
I listened to the show that you did last week today, which is yesterday in my mind. You're going to have to bear with me.
hey, we talked
all
about some
subjective.
anime.
It's all subjective.
Well, we did before Dan got here.
Yeah.
That was like 3 hours. You're
So-
lucky we didn't talk about any of the prep because we didn't prepare.
Yeah.
I never prepare.
You guys didn't prepare.
I prepare a
I
little
told you.
bit.
I told you guys to prepare.
Speaking
Well,
of
I know what I want to...
speaking of prep,
I told you guys to prepare. What is this bullshit?
well, I sent you the list, remember?
No, I don't remember
I sent it
that.
to you too.
That's
Yep.
such a lie. Well, before we get into it, though, before we get into our topic, ladies and gentlemen, Brady must explain something to us. What is pet girl?
I have you covered.
So I...
Wait.
God damn. Okay.
Nathan, please explain to us what is
Yeah,
pet girl.
please
Okay,
do.
all
The
right. So-
pet girl of Sakura.
So listen,
Okay.
on
Oh,
my
yeah.
hands is a Blu-ray.
I mean, it's
All right.
not surprising that Brady's a furry and likes hentai, so.
That show has nothing to do with furries.
You know
okay?
that. Well, no, we'll get into that later. But no. So the box in front of me, all right, it's a nice, cute box, good art.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Has a very nice art style.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
Girls on it,
It's
of course.
called The Pet Girl.
The pet girl.
Yeah,
The pet girl of Sakura.
yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know how to say that shit. So
The
on the
pet
back,
girl of soccer.
on the back. Okay.
The box does not do the show justice. The tagline on the back is awful.
I believe you, but I want everyone to misunderstand, so I'm only going to read the back.
Yeah, please do.
Thank you.
Now, this is going to sound like something I would normally say in person if people know me, but I'm actually reading it word for word. No one will believe that. Guys and girls get along like cats and dogs. Sometimes they get along purringly, and at other times it's a total bitch. And that's the top tag on the box art on the back.
And it literally does say bitch.
Yeah,
That's
it's
how you
spelled
know.
correctly.
That's how you
too.
know it's a hentai.
It's not a hentai.
Are you sure?
She's literally only wearing like Santa themed bikini.
Listen, it has fan
wow.
service scenes in it, but that doesn't mean it's a hentai.
Pretty sure hentai
It's
is
just a
only
rom-com.
fan service, right, Dan?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Like, I'm not an expert.
hentai is fan service. When you're like, oh yeah, fan service, hentai.
Yeah.
I mean,
Literally,
to full like.
fan service is another name for hentai.
I mean, like,
Well,
essentially
There
what
are
this
fan
is.
service anime that are not hentai.
Okay, and I get it. Like, this is like slice of life, right?
Yeah, it's slice of life.
That's just hentai for the soul. Like, it's, it makes you feel good. It's how
I
you
mean,
jack
yeah,
off in your soul.
I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
Am I wrong?
you're not wrong. Yeah.
If you watch too much slice of life anime, you get burnt the fuck out,
Yeah.
and you
But
just can't do it no more.
I always come back to it eventually.
Yeah, that shit makes me hard.
Same.
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 Well, anyway, Brady, do you have news for us today?
I do have some news. I don't know if it's any news you guys will care about, but I have news.
It better not be One Piece.
Oh,
He
actually,
never stops with
We
One Piece.
will be discussing Pirates of the Caribbean later.
yeah.
Oh,
we-
live
we-
action One Piece.
Yeah,
What?
but anyways, I do actually have some One Piece news.
God
Uh,
damn it.
Skip it.
So-
Nobody cares.
If you look right there, I have the first three box
What
sets
are you talking
to-
about? This is
to
a
One Piece.
My
Excuse
microphone
me.
is not facing that direction. What do I do?
So,
You don't need to
okay,
look because we're in a blank room. Like,
Anyways.
there's nothing on the walls. He's pointing at nothing, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
have the first three manga box
confused.
sets to One Piece.
Yeah, that are not in this room currently because I don't know what the hell is
yeah,
Brady talking
okay,
about. We're
yeah,
in a
but-
completely room with
but
blank white walls, right,
anyways,
Nathan?
I don't even know where I am.
They announced a fourth box set for One Piece that's coming out, and I'm actually really excited about that. Even though I have all of the
fourth.
all of the volumes that are currently out, I'm still really excited about it, and I might get it eventually.
I see.
I love One Piece that much.
Well, you know what? We just
Did
lost
you
half our
read
listeners.
the latest?
I have
Chapter?
not. It came out today.
Why not?
I,
Why didn't you?
I've been
We
busy.
had 3 hours before
Yeah.
Dan got here when he was supposed to be here.
Listen.
You had so much
You
time.
did have a lot of
I
time.
caught up on Komi-san in that time.
I've
Komi-san.
see. I want to read One
don't
Piece
even know
when
what
I'm
that is.
not dead tired like I am right now.
Oh,
I've just
Must
been
be nice
delirious
being a
all day.
civilian.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
I want to
No,
read
you
chapter
don't.
1005. I want to read it so bad, but I haven't been able.
Oh, yeah?
Life is busy. Okay?
This is a you problem.
Yeah, sounds like a real you problem. You know why? Because nobody cares about One Piece. Name one friend you have that likes One Piece.
Daniel.
Oh, I like
I know.
Oh,
Pirates
that's
of the
right.
Caribbean.
I forget. I'm his only friend.
Yeah. Wow, that was mean.
I just want to talk.
It's
to
not
somebody
mean.
about
It's just the truth.
The truth hurts.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
It
One
does.
Piece
It does.
manga box set number 4 is coming out.
So
It'll
okay,
include-
just now fill me in here because I'm completely ignorant to how
Yeah.
this works. Everything that's out, is it out in a book yet, or is it some of it only online
Yes.
for
One Piece?
So
All of it.
yeah, the current
And
volume
it's
is volume 95
And it's in print.
in
No.
print, and that goes up to chapter
It's in the newspaper.
980, I think. So yeah, you have to
in
read
the-
online
It's
to
in the
catch
back
up.
of the
And when you say
Japanese
box set,
newspapers
you
with the
mean like
comics.
it's a collection of
It's a
an
collection.
arc?
Yeah.
It's an arc?
So the
Okay.
first box set contains the first 23
So
volumes.
is
and
everything that's published already in a box set yet, or has that not happened?
So the first 70 volumes are in 3 separate box
70
sets.
volumes out of how many again?
95.
Oh,
So
okay.
the
That's
next
not,
box
that's not that
set
far behind, is it?
will contain volume 71 to
You want me to give you a real
I think they said
comparison
93 or
of
something
what
like that?
One Piece is compared to like a real American
Drop some
comic?
knowledge, D.
I'll drop some knowledge.
Yeah, please do. I'm so interested in what you
So-
have to say.
Shh.
If I were to compare One Piece, if for people that have never heard of One Piece, here's a little something you compare it to. Calvin and Hobbes. It's the same thing basically.
Okay, how do you figure? Because
Continue.
I've literally tried getting into One Piece, and you know we might as well start now because this was one of the
Sure,
things I
may
wanted
as
to
well,
talk about
yeah.
was for maybe, in fact, actually I don't think I've told you this. When I first kind of knew anime was not a regular animation compared to like Western animation. I was on vacation and we were at a bar and they had a big TV on and it was like on Toonami, and I think it must have been One Piece because it was pirate themed, and I can't think of another pirate themed anime that would have been on Toonami at the time, and that was like in the early
This was
2000s.
like
This was-
Captain Harlock.
This was like 2004,
Yeah, that's what I was
2005.
thinking.
Yeah.
So thing is, ever since I got into anime later on in life in junior
Yeah.
high a little bit, like just dipping my
Earlier than
toes
me.
in. Well, and I was only dipping my toes in. It was mostly just vintage anime. But I didn't get really into it until sophomore year of high school when we actually moved to the same high school, the three of us. I think the first modern one I watched was SAO. That's a long story, but the thing is,
We'll get into that.
ever since I had gotten back into the medium, I'd wanted to enjoy. I'd wanted to get into One Piece, because I liked the idea of the whole the aesthetics of piracy, and I've also liked that weird thing that's also present in Naruto, where it's that mixing, that just ridiculous, strange. It's fantasy and modern. To the degree that it makes zero sense. You know, we're using carrier pigeons to tell the Hokage very important information, but we have satellite TV antennas on the top of the roofs of the apartments. Like, very silly, very strange. But it's like, it's kind of charming because it's weird.
So funny.
It's a non-important.
about that.
Yeah, it's really weird, but I like it. It's okay. And One Piece does it weirder than Naruto. And it just, everyone that like was into One Piece was into it. And Brady was a part of that at one point. Later when I was really trying to get in, like many years after this. So like over time, I had tried getting in, as far as I can remember, at least 6 attempts. If I try it tomorrow, will be attempt 7, and I have watched 9 whole episodes each time. Like, I'm not going to start in the middle where it gets good or whatever. They
but
tell me.
9 episodes
I've always
is
heard.
nothing.
But it's like, I don't enjoy it is the problem.
Which is why you need to read the manga, because
And
it
I'm
goes by so
totally
much
open to
faster.
that. The problem is,
Just skip it.
I am so overwhelmed with. Here's the funny thing: manga was maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago actually. Reading manga was a really excellent way to consume the media in a more digestible manner and much faster too. But now the problem is, I found so many manga out here on the internet that are so
it's
good
endless.
and don't even have an anime. And I'm like, you know what? I don't even care they don't have an anime. I enjoy these stories. They're so good. The problem is there's so many of them.
Yeah.
It's worse than anime. Manga is worse than anime because there's too much. There is tyranny of choice in both mediums, and being a part of both is actually the worst of both. It's the third option, and it's even worse than that. It's
worse than a drug addiction.
It can be more expensive.
Yeah, it is more.
I wish
expensive,
people
I'm
would
sure.
arrest me for reading this shit.
I have spent so much money on manga.
Yeah.
It's bad.
But yeah, no, it's hard to. I can't tell you the reason. It's just I'm not into it. It's not like I don't want to be into it like I was with Naruto. Naruto just I was like, that
Naruto's
shit's
just
lame.
I really think.
But now I am like going to catch up to you, and I'm going to. I only started a year and a half ago. I finished all of Shippuden.
Yeah,
Is that
he's
the first
gonna
one?
finish it before you,
Yeah.
Daniel. How does that make you
probably.
I
feel?
started Shippuden. About a month and a half after I finished it.
You know how it makes me feel? I don't give a shit.
I'm going to finish it before you, and I'm going to lord it over you for the rest of your life.
Cool beans.
Yeah, but
I am
Nathan,
300
You-
episodes behind you, but I will catch you.
you just gotta watch One Piece.
I
I still
that'll
genuinely
be fine with
think
me.
once you got into it, you would like it more than all of us,
See,
even me.
Yeah, and you've told me that, and it's just so.
It's like I think it has everything you like. Like it's
Yeah. I mean, I probably
It's-
would like it. I
it's-
like the first 10 episodes, too.
yeah, you liked it.
And,
So I don't know why you make fun
I just
of it.
haven't
maybe this will
finished.
be the one. This might be the one. The 7th attempt may
Yeah.
be it. But man, it's just like, you know how like, I don't have a good comparison for this. It's just I don't know.
Well,
I don't want to give it a 7th try right now. You know.
everybody already left. We have no more listeners because we've talked about One Piece for
Where
way
did they
too
go?
long.
Where did they go?
They went off to do better things.
Come
to
back.
do the Lord's work.
I just think you would really appreciate the political side.
See, he doesn't
of
stop.
One Piece.
And that's the thing.
And he
I
doesn't
told
stop.
Lucas this. The thing I'm appreciating some of the
Just
most out of
political.
Naruto right now is
It's
that
the politics.
and it's not that. See, of course, if it was going to have a new spin-off series, I would much definitely prefer, all the skullduggery and the
Yeah.
spying and the politicking and all that. But I do like how the show doesn't ignore it outright.
Yeah.
It plays lip service to it in such that our perspective stays with Naruto and the gang, and they're
Yeah.
growing up, right? So for them, it's low-level tactical for them. That's what matters.
Yeah.
To their squad leaders, they understand a bigger picture.
Yeah.
And then when the Hokage is present or any of her advisors are present, oh shit, that's a spoiler. You get an even better idea of there are some other things ongoing, but you don't get to. Of course, I would prefer more of that, but I do enjoy the show doesn't just say fuck it, doesn't exist. I
Yeah.
like how it exists, and it makes it more complex and more lifelike.
I think a lot of people don't like Naruto because of that.
It's so weird.
And I think a lot of people don't like it because it's very like, there's a lot of action and fighting in it, but it's a lot of talking too.
Yeah,
And it's not like Dragon Ball where people are just punching each other constantly.
right.
I mean, I love Dragon Ball.
Are you
But like the best thing
suggesting-
about Naruto is the talk jutsu.
Are you are you suggesting that Naruto is the thinking man's anime?
It is.
Huh.
We just lost the rest of our listeners.
We just blew the.
See, I feel like you're saying that Naruto's world building is good, but I feel like it's not.
It's not excellent, but I like how some things are not ignored where they usually are.
They could expand into like
I-
they don't expand into like its world itself more. Like I wish they would expand into the
Yeah,
other
they
villages a
barely
little more.
talk about any of the other villages.
And they
I mean,
really-
they do
yeah.
eventually.
And I get it. I
but
get it. Yeah,
But
you're
there's
right,
also
totally
like a lot.
correct.
There's also in the show a lot more than just the villages. Like there's the world's bigger than just the villages they even mention in the
I'm
show.
actually kind
but
of
they only
excited
focus
for that.
on those.
I'm kind of excited to
yeah.
get out of the land of fire because I'm only in episode like 162 in what's the second show?
Shippuden.
Oh, okay. What? Oh, Shonen was the. Okay, my bad. I finished Shonen. I'm getting these mixed up.
I don't know. I feel like with Naruto, at least to me, you could disagree. I feel like the creator was kind of making things up. Like some things he definitely had planned out from the beginning, but I feel like a lot of things he was just making up as he went along.
I think
Like the stuff with the other villages and the elemental powers that you see at the start of Shippuden. Like I think that's cool. It's a really cool ability,
Yeah.
and I like how he introduced that.
yeah.
But it kind of seemed like he just
Well, I think
came
that's
up with that on the spot.
I think that's the part that a lot of people don't like about it. I think the only thing he really had in mind was the characters, because
Yeah, okay, I agree
you can
with that.
tell he planned out the characters very well,
Yeah, like-
and he planned out his villains very well. Like you could tell he knew where he wanted to go with all the characters, but I don't think he knew exactly what he wanted to do with the world itself,
Yeah.
or even just the powers that they carry and stuff like that. I mean, it's really confusing on like. What? Because it's not like Last Airbender where everybody's just got like earth, fire,
The
and
powers
wind,
kind of
airbending,
get
and all that.
ridiculous by the
Yeah,
end, too.
you're kind of like, what is the
That's a
extent of
typical
their
anime
powers?
trope, isn't it? Like the power scaling just goes insane.
I mean,
But it's
sure,
not so much
but I
it goes
feel like
insane, but
Naruto-
it's like it doesn't explain where it comes from or where it really like
Okay, here's a hot take.
or where they originally like or like
Well-
it's kind of like all over the place. Like one guy can go Super Saiyan while the rest of the people are doing like like earthbending
and
and stuff like
maybe
that.
I'm more acclimated to that kind of concept because
Yeah.
Fairy Tale is pretty close to my heart, and that's pretty out there for like diversity of power.
That's an anime we'll
and
probably get into
skills.
that people hate.
So, I don't know how I feel about the power scaling in Naruto.
Well, let's move on right now,
Yeah, okay.
honestly, because I think we'll get more into this
Sure.
into the topic.
I still have other news too. That
know.
was a long
Well-
tangent.
We'll get into it because Naruto, I think, is definitely an anime we'll bring up in the topic.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Well, so for the other news,
We diverted so long.
yeah, I'll just try to.
Thanks, Brady.
So
Every time he always
they-
diverts us.
They also announced a Demon Slayer manga box set, which is pretty cool. I'm
Didn't
probably
you
gonna
talk
get that.
about this last episode?
Yeah.
How is that new?
He always
Well,
has
this
the
is
same
they
news.
just announced that this week that they're coming out with a manga box set for it.
Hmm.
We talked about the movie
Demon
last
do-
time.
I
in
do
And
season
that's
two.
different than Goblin Slayer.
I do want to
right?
watch that, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is very different.
Goblin Slayer is
Goblin
about goblin slaying, and Demon Slayer is about demon slaying. Duh.
Yeah, that's the only difference.
Interesting.
but in
Box
another-
sets.
Yeah, in another piece of news.
Oh, wow! I'm very okay.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But
I tried to tell you.
so have either of you heard what's been going on with The Promised Neverland season 2?
No, I still need to finish the first season.
You do. I know you watched the first
I've
couple
been
of
wanting
episodes.
to. I got a lot of anime to catch
Have
up
you
on.
watched The Promised Neverland?
No,
great.
I'm not gonna like knock it and say it looks bad. It's just it doesn't look like my cup of tea.
I think you'd like it.
I think you would like it.
I don't
I
think you're.
you
I don't
really
think,
like
and I
it,
don't even
actually.
think you're wrong. I just, I don't know.
I think give the first episode a try and
Yeah.
you'll like it.
That's the
I
problem.
mean, the art style may
Yeah.
not be, your cup
But
of
like
tea, but
the stories
the story
and the characters
and
and shit that goes on,
just
I
the
think you
mind
would like.
games between the characters, just
Especially if you
it's
like
very-
Attack on Titan.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Man, the manga's ridiculous.
Remember when you wore an Attack on Titan jacket to school all the time?
that was a Pride Week event? Yes,
No, you
or
Pretty
school spirit.
you
Yeah,
definitely
both are
wore
gay,
it.
but
I feel
whatever.
like you definitely wore it more than once.
Nope, it was only
No,
once.
it's
I don't
okay.
think
I
so.
got a free BJ offer though.
Can't relate.
Same.
I wore a Fullmetal Alchemist hoodie to school like every day.
Did you get a BJ offer?
I sure didn't. No,
Mm-mm.
Well, that's because it wasn't Attack on Titan.
you're right. Yeah.
Well,
You
even
gotta
if-
make
even
sure
if
you-
you don't admit to wearing Attack on Titan jacket
No,
all the
I
time.
admit to it.
Oh, you definitely wore it more than once.
No, it was only
Oh,
once.
it was definitely more than
It's
once.
literally just
I
for Spirit
remember.
Week.
I remember you wore it so many times. But
What the fuck are
We-
you?
No, that sounds right.
we
to
had
me. I
English
believe it.
together.
That was awful. I literally we were talking about this yesterday with Lucas. Oh my god, no! What was her name?
Mrs.
Miss Twos? Oh my god!
Probably shouldn't say that on the podcast.
If you're listening to this,
It's like
I don't have
whenever,
anything to
whenever
say to
kids or
you.
grandkids are gonna listen to this and be like, "Wow, I'm gonna tell her."
I've got
Who
nothing to
cares?
say.
Yep.
But the other thing you did wear was a lampshade.
Do you know what it was called?
Yeah. What was the next part of the news?
No. What do you?
No.
Mm?
We leave it at that.
Yeah. No, Daniel. What?
It's only a
It's
lampshade.
called a fez.
It's called a lampshade.
You're offending Ottoman culture.
don't know. I don't know what you're talking about because it was
That's
definitely a
because you're an
lampshade.
ignorant man.
Because we looked, me and Lucas
In
both
your
looked. We
small
saw.
little corner of the world.
I was like, look,
And that's all that exists.
see that lamp over there, and see your hat. Literally the same thing.
Literally so offensive.
I would have called it a fez if you wore a fez.
See, it's okay, Nathan.
But he wore a lampshade and tried to call it a fez.
It's okay. I
This is
wore
like-
the same thing to school every day. I was like a cartoon character. I just wore an anime t-shirt and shorts every day.
Did you ever get a BJ offer?
No, not once.
What the fuck, man?
People these days.
What's wrong with education?
What's the next piece of news?
So yeah, The Promised Neverland. So
I forgot we're still talking about this.
My bad.
don't worry, it's always my fault.
Yeah, it is.
Honestly.
He always diverts us.
So The Promised
Every
Neverland
time
season
we're
2.
trying to like talk about something, and we'll be like really diving into a topic, and then Brady just has to go off on some other tangent every time.
Pretty unprofessional.
Pretty unprofessional.
What the hell?
Anyway, you see, he did it again.
You want to go on the news? Do you want to go back on topic?
Yes.
What's the Promised Neverland?
So The Promised Neverland season 2.
No, what is it? What is the news?
So season 1 was incredible. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But man, they have screwed up season 2 so bad, and it's so unfortunate.
Well,
So-
now I don't even want to finish season 1.
Do you know what the problem with Tokyo Ghoul, the Tokyo Ghoul anime was?
Yeah. They do that.
Yeah, they did that with The Promised Neverland season 2.
What are they
And-
doing? I was actually
what
watching Tokyo Ghoul at one
assholes.
point.
Yeah, so
Tokyo Ghoul is
the original
great
Tokyo
until
Ghoul, the first season of
next
Tokyo Ghoul I
season.
thought was fine. The
Yeah.
second season was
What
awful.
happened?
And like even without reading the manga, you can really just see where it sucks.
Yeah.
It just sucks. Like it just really
it's
goes
bad.
downhill.
So with season 2 of The Promised Neverland, they skipped, I want to say, 100 chapters in the
Wow.
span of 2 episodes.
Why?
For what purpose?
I don't fucking know. It's so dumb. It-
Oh my god.
Wow.
They did nothing to make the show better.
Was it
like-
an interesting 100 chapters?
Yes.
Okay.
They skipped over what people say is the greatest arc.
It's because they hate my life.
Maybe they just didn't have the money.
No,
I don't know. A lot of people love that show.
Maybe they just bitched out.
I think a lot of
I-
people. I think it's got quite a good fun. Like it's Funimation, isn't it?
Well, Funimation, no. Aniplex licensed it. Cloverworks does the animation for it.
That's the
I
problem.
think.
It's Amniplex.
No, they just license it.
Well, then whose fault is it?
Cloverworks,
We have to
Really?
blame
the
somebody,
animation
Brady.
studio.
Who
We
did?
need to
who did-
blame somebody.
Yeah,
Cloverworks.
we're gonna burn him.
Is that
down.
where
I'm
we
just
take the
kidding, we don't burn
pitchforks?
him
Yes.
down.
Okay,
they-
let's schedule something on the 1st of next month.
Okay, you got it.
I'm busy.
What
Me
about the
too.
next week after that?
I'm booked until.
Oh, you know what? You know
2025.
what? I sent my pitchfork in for some work the other day. I'm not going to have it back for...
I have. I
I don't have a pitchfork.
I have many people I
Wait,
gotta
wait,
go
what
after
happened to the
with my
one that I
pitchfork.
gave you for Christmas?
Ah, damn. Sorry.
Oh, damn, sorry.
Man, it really do be that way.
Yeah. But yeah, The Promised Neverland is very unfortunate. I was really excited for this season, but now they
No,
just
you're
screwed
not.
it up. And
Wow.
but now I'm reading through the manga,
And it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's great. I like it. It's a very solid series.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just have to read the manga,
Yep.
Like everything else.
Like everything else.
like everything else.
But
Any more news?
I think that's it for the anime news.
Oh, weren't you getting married or something?
Mm-hmm.
Because that would be big news if it was happening.
Yeah.
You know who
It's
he's
not.
marrying?
It wasn't true? What? Wait,
Shut-
wait. Was that just not true?
Shut.
Did I just make that up?
He's marrying.
That's what I did. I made that up just
Yeah.
now. Okay.
Yeah,
my
He's
bad.
you just
marrying
Yeah.
Mulan.
Shut the fuck.
Mulan.
Yeah, that was not a good content. that
Oh,
you
sorry.
did the other
It's
day.
Mulan dressed in a furry
Yeah, I
suit.
agree. It wasn't good content.
You know what is good content? Discussing the fact that Spider-Man is a fursona. for Peter Parker.
Speaking of Spider-Man, did you guys hear about the title for Spider-Man 3?
Is it a number?
Spider-Man No Way Home?
Oh, God.
Ha ha ha! I love consuming content.
No, there's no
Yeah,
way
me
out
too.
of this
I love
dark
cape
place.
shit so much.
Cape shit?
I love cape shit.
Like superheroes with capes?
Yeah.
So you must hate The Incredibles.
You know, that's an interesting. That's a good point. That one passes only because it's Pixar.
Yeah, Pixar
And it's
does it right,
basic-
except for Cars.
Every time anyone in my unit asks me if I'm into machines or automotives or cars, I'm like, yeah, that was a great film. I love that.
I love that movie.
I love that movie. It's a masterpiece.
Especially the third one.
Yeah.
That was a terrible.
I didn't even know there was a third
Well,
one.
the third one was so bad.
Oh wait, no, I do know there's a third one. That's right. Yeah. Oof.
I've lost track of everything.
That's all the news we have.
We were on news. You were getting married?
Spider-Man?
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Has a
Spider-Man
new
3.
Persona.
It'll be great. I'm excited for it. Comes out this Christmas.
Is this going to be the Spider-Man where all the Spider-Mans merge, or is it going to be another one?
I mean, I think so. That's what all of the rumors are saying, but I don't think they've confirmed anything.
You know what I
yet.
think is going to happen is I don't think it's going to be this movie. I think they're going to do another movie, and I think Sony's going to do it. I don't think Disney has the rights to the other Spider-Man.
So basically, what you're saying is it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
If it's Sony doing it, they're not going to do it right.
Well, they did the cartoon Spider-Verse good.
Full disclosure, Spider-Man is actually my least favorite superhero, and I mean that unironically. I just never
No, he
liked the
doesn't.
character, but I definitely
He
can
means
tell
that
there is a difference
ironically.
between.
By far the best.
I can
superhero.
absolutely tell you there is a higher quality difference between the way Disney does work and anyone else does it with the same character.
Then who's your favorite?
Probably Tom Holland,
Superman.
only because Tom Holland is kind of neat.
Not Spider-Man, but who's your favorite superhero?
Okay.
Don't say Superman.
No.
I love Superman.
So this is weird.
He's great.
I kind of like the question.
It's the film movie. Superman's not that good.
I kind of like the question because I'm also a conspiracy theorist. And I also have fedoras.
I thought you were talking about my question of what's your favorite
Yeah, I was like, wait, what are you talking?
No.
Where is this going?
The question.
Yeah, I know
You know, the guy with no face.
Yeah.
I like him, but he's kind of a
It's like, thanks. It's a good
thanks for
question,
answering
I
my
guess.
question, Nathan. What the hell? No,
Kind of a conspiracy theorist. Like what? Who? What?
who? What?
Oh, the
Well, that is
question.
the question.
Oh,
But
that
the thing is,
question.
he's kind of a niche character. But like, as far
Yeah.
as like more mainstream,
God, you would like the question.
yeah, it's because I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, wait.
I think it's because he wears a fedora.
I also have many of those.
What the hell is the question? Where is he from?
So
He's from the Justice League.
yeah.
Well,
Is
he's from DC,
yeah,
but he
DC.
was a part of the Justice League,
he's
wasn't he?
also the inspiration for Rorschach from
Yeah.
The Watchmen. He's a direct copy, more or less.
I mean, you could totally tell.
Not only that, but it's also like the author attributed the question to being like the main
Really
inspiration. Yeah, in an interview. So pretty neat, you know.
interesting. Brady
but
doesn't
as far
even
as
know
like
who
a
Rorschach is.
No.
really,
No,
Or-
he doesn't know the Watchmen.
No, isn't he the
he's
like the
way-
black and white, like weird
the
face
mask.
guy?
Yeah, and he wears
I know
the
what
same
you're
kind of
talking
getup.
Blew
Yep.
my mind.
He's
He
also a
actually got
conspiracy
it.
theorist and definitely rages against the machine kind of
Blew
thing.
my mind. Brady knows something outside of One Piece.
It's One Piece adjacent. We'll give him.
Well, that's
it's-
because Rorschach is. Luffy in One Piece is based off of Rorschach.
he wears a hat too.
Yeah, yeah. Totally.
It's basically the same thing.
Basically.
Straw hat, fedora, felt. Yeah, it's about the
exactly.
same. more or less.
Is that on the news?
We just finished that. You asked me.
But what's the
I
question?
mean, I don't know if you guys care about this either, but some new Pokemon games got
I
announced today.
love Pocket Monsters.
Pocket Monsters.
Pocket
yeah.
Monsters this,
Pocket
Pocket
Monsters.
Monsters that. When will it end? Never. It never ends.
Yeah, but did you hear about that, Daniel?
No. Well, I heard about it.
Oh,
but
I read about
I don't
it.
even know what
In the
came
group
out.
chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Diamond and Pearl remakes coming out. And then
Very
For the
cool.
Switch?
and then from what it looks like, they're creating the first open world Pokemon game, which is pretty cool.
Interesting.
So now you can get
I like
lost and not finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
That's my favorite feature about
It's gonna be
Morrowind.
like Breath of the Wild, and there's gonna be no Pokemon.
99 coaxes. 99. No. We're going to add another 900.
Oh my god. Oh damn.
The ride never ends.
But yeah, that's all the news. Yep,
Wow.
there we go.
It's always the worst of news.
I'm the only one who tries, okay?
I was told this was a no prep show.
What? By who?
Well, you guys.
Brady, what did I tell you about telling our guests to know? This is why it's your fault. We always go off topic.
Maybe you should do prep, Brady.
I'm so tired.
Whose fault is that? Is it mine? No. So don't talk to me about it.
Listen, okay? I may have made a mistake last night because I thought I'd be able to stay up late enough until 1005 came out.
Oh, wait
Yeah.
a minute. This is your fault.
No.
Yeah, you're right. It
It's
is
never been my
Daniel's
You're
fault. It's
3 hours
always
late.
Daniel's fault.
This is your fault.
This is your fault. You were
Never
3
been my
hours
fault. I
late.
don't know what you guys are talking
I could have
about.
gotten gas
You
station
bit-
burgers and fries in the time it took you to get here.
I just got a question.
Nathan
for
and I
you.
just talked about memes for 3 hours. That's all we did.
How is it my fault?
Oh, it's just that you have the equipment, I guess. Yeah, no big deal. It's our fault, really.
Yeah,
Never
honestly.
mind. Exactly.
it's
I'm
all
so
our fault.
sorry.
Yep. Thank you. Never accuse me
I'll
again,
issue a formal apology over
Please.
Twitter after I make a Twitter account.
please. And I'll accept it after I make a Twitter account or try and log back into my old one.
So, Daniel, what's our topic for the day?
What is our topic for the day? I thought you're the one that came prepared.
You're
I
not
thought
gonna-
you're supposed to be our host, Daniel.
I am
I mean, I know what the topic is.
the
but-
best host.
I'm not coming in
I
a
know what
clutch
the
right
topic
now.
is.
If that's what
But
you're
see,
waiting for.
once I start to say what the topic is, you'll interrupt me so you can say what the topic
Well, let's
is.
just
So
say the
what's
clutch
point?
went out a long time ago.
No shit.
Let's just say this car, when we started this podcast, it didn't come with a clutch.
It's just
But it is a stick
it's just
shift.
becoming more chaotic every episode.
Full
It gets
chaos.
worse and worse.
Anyway.
Nothing good ever happens.
This week, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for diverting us again, Brady. Anyway, this week, ladies and gentlemen,
He's diverting himself. He's derailing himself. It's like watching a train not want to be on the rails. That's incredible. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, me neither.
That's beautiful.
that's what makes our podcast stand out from the others. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this week we are talking about anime. Well, I mean, the topic's really spread out into 3 topics, but for the general topic, it's basically us versus the public. And so what that means is, for our first little topic, we're going to discuss anime. I think we should get into anime that all 3 of us, like maybe, I mean, we all 3 won't each individually disagree on, but maybe like we disagree with Nathan, or me and Nathan disagree with Brady, or Brady and Nathan
Yeah.
disagree with me, or maybe we all 3 disagree completely.
I know what anime I disagree with Nathan on.
Oh, yeah. And then
Which one is that?
Oh yeah, and then
I'm willing to go into that one
before
right
we
now.
before we do it, the next topic after that we'll discuss is animes we like. Well, maybe we should do animes we hate, but no, animes we like but the public hates.
Yeah.
And then vice
And then
versa.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
Anime that we hate but the public loves.
Yeah.
Sounds good
Oh,
to
yeah.
me.
So let's get into it. What,
So yeah,
what do you
go
guys
ahead,
hate?
Brady.
Okay.
What do you hate? What do you think Nathan hates?
Well, it's actually something I like.
So I looked at Nathan's anime list.
I didn't.
So so I think the biggest one that I disagree with, and I know we've talked about this
a
before,
little bit, yeah.
but You gave Anohana a
Yeah.
3.
Oh,
I
we're
can't
going to that
believe
one.
he did this.
Okay, so
Yeah,
all right.
I mean,
I have.
Anohana's
I
great.
thought we were talking about the other thing, but this.
Oh,
one,
we'll get into
okay,
that
all
too.
right.
Don't worry.
Well,
about it.
Yeah, what did you hate? What?
So,
why?
Anohana,
What
right?
on about Anohana?
Now, I'm sure if I watched it again, and it's been like 6 years.
Wait. Could you say Anohana 6 times fast?
Anohana. Wait, what am I doing? Hold on. I almost fell into some sort of trap here. Ooh.
Anohana, the flower
Wow.
we saw that
He's
day.
smarter than you, Brady.
What was I about to say? Well, we'll never know unless I do it privately in my own room.
Completely ruined.
Man, that was a close one, wasn't it?
I can't even think about what.
Were you about to get me with something there?
No, I just
No, yeah, I was like, what?
Oh,
I feel
no,
like
man.
there's not.
I just got the
that.
spidey sense on the back of my neck after I said it the third time. I was like, ooh,
It's
something
because
weird's happening.
You've driven around in my car too much with me blasting anime music around your neighborhood.
Too much is the correct way to put that. Absolutely.
We
So,
used to do that.
so the thing about Anohana that and again, like I was trying to say earlier, as far
Yeah.
as like if I watched it again prior to like 6 years ago, I may give it a higher score. But the problem is when it comes to media and my participation as, a consumer, I don't always appreciate knowing I'm supposed to feel a certain way, which is to say, I don't like it when I can tell I'm being manipulated. Sounds silly,
Interesting.
but the thing that I didn't like about Anohana was how I knew what the author wanted, and if I didn't feel that way, then I was the odd man out as far as the rest of the community would have been concerned. Not that I know these people, not that I interact with these people, but like they're, we're social creatures, so we're programmed to feel a certain way about even maybe in some situations being the outcast in something that doesn't even matter in any trivial way. And that difference was I didn't like feeling sad about it on purpose. I mean, it is sad, but you're supposed to feel sad. You know what was sad and it just came out of nowhere and was sad because it was a sad thing? Just watching a couple characters die during the initial attacks in Attack on Titan. Like, when the trainees were going through their first actual mission and it got super fucked. Well, that was actually kind of sad. Now, I'm not like, bawling my eyes out or anything like I'm supposed to with Anohana, but like that wasn't, yes, it's manufactured because someone invented it in their mind and they wrote it out and they drew it and everything. But like as far as the situation is concerned in the narrative, that was more organic in Attack on Titan. And I felt a little twinge of sadness and it was more genuine than as opposed to Anohana, and it's all very, very like it's just a product.
Yeah.
It's only and maybe I'm being hyper cynical, and maybe that was just how I was when I was younger, but that's definitely how I still feel about a lot of media. So like when I'm watching Western media, in which I don't anymore, because it bonks you over the head with any number of things to include any sort of overt meta political messages, and it's like, no, that's very obnoxious. No thanks.
Yeah.
Anime definitely has some meta political overtones to it, but
They're better at hiding it.
not just better at hiding it. I think I just agree with it more. So
Yeah.
like I'm okay with it.
True. Fair enough.
So I'm biased towards it anyway.
Yeah.
But one of the few feelings I don't need any more of in my life is sad. You know, and it's like that's also the other thing in play here is that I like laughing more than crying. But in my older, age, I have come to find it a little more therapeutic at times. Like if it's not artificial, if it's genuinely like, wow, that is relatably sad. And then if I start crying a little bit, like, it's cathartic. I kind of like that. And again, I don't think my younger self would have felt the same. But that's why I gave it such a low score.
Do you like? Well, go ahead. You go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, I feel like you're also sort of missing the point of the show. Like, I feel like the point of the show isn't to make you feel sad. Like, that's not the message of the story. It's not to just be there for you to feel sad. It's about accepting your past and accepting your past trauma and picking up the pieces so you can move forward.
Yeah, I would agree.
And again, I'm willing to admit that I may be being too cynical.
Yeah.
But it was very lost on me at the time. Like,
what organically does it like? How does it not feel organic to you?
so okay,
Or like what specifically about it?
and I'm pulling back from 6 years worth of memory here, so forgive me if I get something
It's
wrong.
okay. I'm doing the same pretty much.
I think the thing that bothers me, and I think the thing that sticks out as, okay, this is not exactly, the word isn't genuine, but that's the word I'm going to use right now.
Yeah.
Is that she's so cute, and everyone is so much. They're not as bad as the main character in terms of responsibility of the events of the narrative, especially the tragic parts. So everything is mostly his fault, which again, it's not unreasonable that someone somewhere did something like that, and it's mostly that person's fault. Yeah, that's fine, but like, for the sake of the narrative, there were so many people wrapped up in it, right? There was like, is there like 5 main characters, more or less? Yeah. There's 5 of them. That's 5 people that all could have some individual part to the story that's just as sad as the other. But instead, it was mostly they ignored her, the other one bullied her, the one person. And it's weird because it's like, if we were in a group of friends like that, even at that age, like, I don't know about you guys, but actually, no, that's BS. I know what we would do in that situation. We wouldn't tolerate that shit. Because, like, you know, for us at least, you know, the relationships between all of us was pretty important. And you know, we make a very big effort with people that, like, may not even deserve it, but it's like, the bullying thing, like, you know, probably hits home to some of us more than others, but like all of us have been like, that's in poor taste. At the very least, it would have been discussed openly on that person's behalf. And it just, I don't know, it's very foreign and alien. And
so you think they kind of like, you feel like the characters almost approached it wrong.
Well, that's a fair thing to say, narratively speaking. But I think in the context, like, metaphysically here,
you don't think, or
it's
you don't
not a
think,
realistic. It may not be a.
You don't think that's how they would have actually addressed the whole situation?
Yeah, because if one person would be allowed to bully her the way that he did, the other ones would have been just as toxic.
Yeah,
but none of them were. He was the only bad apple.
Did you ever see for Silent Voice?
Silent Voice. No, it's on the list.
I wonder if you'd feel the same way.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Like,
it's, I guess, like, so, like, I mean, what you're saying is, like, we wouldn't tolerate that because we'd be more vocal about it. We would talk about that. But I don't know, like, I don't know if we would. I mean, I think we would on a sense of, like, someone bullying someone.
Mm-hmm.
But if death were to occur, I'm not sure how we would address that.
And
I'm not sure if we would address it openly like that.
That's why I found Anohana so interesting.
That I can believe. Believe.
Because,
but I don't think we would have ever let it get that bad. And maybe I'm just being wishful in my thinking here, but I'm not saying this has never happened before. But the thing was, if he bullied her to the point where she was gonna, you know, did she commit suicide? Or did
no,
she just
I
try
think
it was an accident.
Yeah, it was an accident.
Okay, well, I'll say this much: if he was gonna bully her the way that he did, in the way that I remember,
I don't think he bullied her.
The other ones would have too. No, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think he bullied her.
I think he made fun of her for, like, confessing to him, and several other things.
I mean, sure, but they were also, I wouldn't call that bullying. They were just like kids at the time.
I guess.
You know,
kids
and
are very
like,
sensitive.
Because it was, I mean, I think,
especially girls, right? Because, like, that's the way it is in most of these anime. Where it's,
I mean, I don't think it was the fact that the group was afraid to discuss the fact of bullying her.
Mm-hmm.
It was, everybody was afraid to talk about it because they all felt it was their individual fault that she died.
And that's why I enjoyed it so much, because seeing all these characters deal with their friend's death in their own way was
they
really
all
interesting.
took, like, personal and responsibility.
I mean, I'll give the show this: it was the way the characters, separated and became their own people that was pretty good. And again, let me put it this way: the score I gave it is not on a technical expertise level. It is on, my scoring is on subjective premises on how I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. Very few and far between do I ever consider the technical mastery of the work. There are some absolute dog shit on my list that are very highly scored.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy. Don't even, man. But like, no, like they're not animated well or they're not acted well, but I like them anyway.
Yeah.
It's like a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
But like Anohana is well crafted. In fact, it's funny because when Your Name came out, or at least when the trailer dropped and out here, it reminded me of that. I don't know why, but it just seemed somewhat similar in some of the color palettes. So, again,
Interesting.
I think the technical expertise, displayed here, to include the writing mostly, I think was good. I just felt like it was a little ham-handed.
Do you feel like if it was longer, it would have been better?
I feel like if the friends, if more of them had been responsible in a real way,
Interesting.
it would have been a little better. At least,
Well,
in my subjective opinion.
Yeah.
I think that's why it was so great, because none of them were responsible. They just put that on themselves. It was just an accident.
But wasn't it the main character's at least partial fault? Like, I'm remembering, I may be misremembering.
I mean, I
Or
think,
he did something. That,
Again, it's been like 6 years since
Yeah.
all of us
Yeah.
have watched it, so
it's a little foggy, especially
Yeah,
since
it's
I
foggy
didn't
for me
like
too.
it, so I don't
it was
know.
kind of like it was his fault to a degree that it was kind of like one of those things where it's like, well, if I didn't ask for her to go do this, she wouldn't have died. Or if I
You know
decided
what?
not to like do that,
and I feel like that happens to everyone.
I get that.
If I didn't do this one thing,
That's fair.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's all unrealistic. It just feels like a little, in the wrong ways, ham-handed. But you know what? You just triggered a memory here. You know what Anohana reminds me of? And I mean this. No. I'm losing the title. It was a book, then it became a movie.
Lord of the
Bridge,
Rings.
Bridge to Terabithia.
Oh, okay.
Do you,
That's
you
a
see
great-
where I'm going?
Yeah,
with
I
that,
see
right?
where you're going.
I didn't
I
like
get
that
it.
either. I did not like that
Interesting.
either. I didn't like the book. I didn't like the movie.
Interesting.
It just, it's sad to be sad,
See,
which is somewhat
Yeah.
similar.
I feel like that statement applies more to Bridge to Terabithia than it does to Anohana.
Absolutely, Anohana.
I feel
was
like
much
saying
better.
that for
Anohana was much
Anohana
better,
is a
yeah.
little unfair, but Bridge to Terabithia, I can totally understand that.
That's just
Even
sadness
though
porn.
even though I love that movie,
Okay.
but yeah, I
I won't
completely
rag on it
understand
too
that.
much.
Yeah, yeah.
It just wasn't my cup of tea. Well, for sure, not my cup of tea.
No, yeah, I get
I think.
Um,
I think Anohana could have been a little longer because I feel like
yeah, it was
How
only
many
11 episodes.
it should have
Man,
been.
I'm not gonna lie, it dragged.
Really?
on.
I don't
You know
think
what?
So. I enjoyed
Let,
every
let me
episode
put it
though.
this way, and I don't want anyone to misunderstand.
Yeah.
I am pretty good at marathoning. I'm pretty good at going through long series. I'm flexing here. I watched all of the Endless Eight in one sitting.
Ah, yes. I see you're a man of culture
Yeah,
as well.
bad culture, but I loved it. The thing is,
God, it's so... I didn't watch it in one sitting.
I'm.
Hit my microphone.
Wow. Break the equipment. Why don't you? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I didn't watch it in one sitting, but I did watch all of it.
It's pretty
Interesting.
good.
No.
No.
It's awful.
I love it.
I hated all of it.
Is it something the public hates?
Yes.
Yeah. I think
Imagine watching essentially the same episode week to week, right? 8 times in a row with only slight differences. Everyone calling into the studio, what the fuck are you doing? Where's the new episode? We aired the new episode. No, you didn't. We watched it last week. No,
Oh, this sounds
no.
terrible.
So-
Yeah, but it's because they're in a time loop
So,
and
like-
things are only slightly
Yeah, you
different.
know in like ReZero or Higurashi I was talking about where they're in a time loop? Yeah, it's that except it's
Groundhog's
just
Day.
it's just the same
Yeah,
thing
it is like
over
Groundhog's
and
Day.
over
It's
again.
like
without Bill Murray.
So it's like Groundhog's Day, except nobody knows they're in it. Except there's nobody in it that knows they're in it.
There's only one person that knows it, but it's not
Oh,
until
so it is.
Yeah,
the
and-
8th million cycle that she tells anybody.
and there's no difference in any of the episodes. I
Well,
mean there's like slight differences,
there is.
but
We'll
nothing
get into
Until
it.
like the
Noted.
7th episode, and then there's that scene in the park, which is pretty good.
I think we'll get into it later.
Yeah, my
All
bad.
right.
My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
That was my
But so I mean, is there anything you kind of want to discuss more about Anohana, or should we move on?
That was basically all of my
Yeah,
real
I-
gripe. It's really
I think
that
we
one
covered it.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I can understand that though.
I mean sure.
It makes sense. You put up a good fight, but you lost.
Yeah, you lost.
And that's just the story of my life, Dan. I put up good effort, and it's just never enough.
That's the story of all of our lives.
Yeah.
That's why we're friends.
That's why. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why this world will never make it.
It's not even worth it.
Go real dark here.
Yep.
All right, what's another? You guys want to
Yeah.
bring up an anime? Do you have an anime
yeah,
we all
you wanna-
disagree on?
You want to say one, Nathan?
Because I think
Yeah,
we
I
all
think I know where
one.
we want to go with this
Do
because
we know?
okay, you know what it is. I think you know what it is, and it's gonna sound. It's so hyperbolic. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be very serious the whole time. like that's how real this is. But I, unironically, and not for the reasons you'd think,
Sure.
and I mean this.
Yeah. Okay.
I do like. What was it called? I forgot the. Oh yeah. Redo of Healer.
Yep.
I do like it, right?
Yeah.
Dan?
Okay. So you mentioned this earlier to me.
The hentai?
Yeah.
So you like hentai too?
No comment.
It is a hentai, but
Censored,
like-
slightly.
Wait, is it an ecchi?
Tasteful hentai.
Is
No,
it an
it is-
ecchi or is it hentai?
technically they say it's an ecchi, but no,
Yeah,
it is
it's mostly
definitely a hentai.
Okay.
Yeah, and here's the thing,
It is.
I read the manga before I knew what it was, and I was like,
So yeah, he's seen both.
yeah,
He's done both.
yeah.
Brady,
So,
Brady, don't even. We all know how much hentai and furry. We're not even
as much
getting
as I
into it.
want to rag on Brady for
He-
being a closeted furry, I want to get on topic.
Believe me, Brady watches a lot more hentai than you do.
Are you going to be in the suit when you do it? Or?
Yeah.
He's got it in the closet.
I do.
He's in the closet. So anyway, yeah. So the thing about Redo of Healer, right, is that
Okay.
I like it not necessarily for the content itself, but for the effect the content has on the wider anime community and beyond. Actually, mostly beyond.
What do you mean?
I like initially how a lot of people were a little upset by the content, how it's like it's
Yeah.
clearly not marketed as a hentai, and it basically is. And the inner community, the anime community, had some thoughts about that were mostly negative. And I'm like, I'm happy you feel that way because it would be good if this stays out of the general population. In where we're watching this stuff, because this stuff is accessible to kids, and I don't really want my kids to find that stuff. If they're gonna find this shit, they're gonna have to look a little harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
I agree.
But more importantly, I like the effect that the manga and the anime is having. I like this a lot more against the outside of the anime community, because I remember at one point you told me that you don't like how the wider culture at large sees anime, because they think, oh, it's that weird stuff, right?
Yeah.
I like that. I like it. You want to know why? It's not because I'm a hipster. It's actually because I don't want the there's a good word for
Like
them. The midwits. I don't want the midwits getting into the culture.
And
I
ruining.
don't want them being part of the climate surveys of who watches this stuff.
You mean the Westerners?
No, we're Westerners. I mean, like, the midwits, not the stupid people that love anime because punches. And then, then there's the other people on the other scale where I think we're a little closer to, which is the people that like it for both that, punches. But then there's like, oh, but what does that mean?
Yeah.
Right, a little more academic, right?
Yeah.
I don't want the people in the middle getting involved, right? The
Yeah,
midwits,
okay.
the people that are smarter than the idiots, but not smart enough to know they don't know it all.
The ones that mostly do leave the
The
comments on
normies.
YouTube.
The normies.
The-
Do you want those people telling the studios back in Japan what they want?
No.
Do you want those people in Japan listening to the normies? The midwits?
Worst.
No. I'm okay with
People that complain about every Marvel movie and DC
it
movie
wasn't
and all that
inclusive enough.
stuff. Yeah.
Hey,
It
also,
was objectifying
Too
women.
many- too much
If they listened to us
SJW.
and knew what people actually wanted, they wouldn't have messed up Promised Neverland season 2.
I mean, I think
Yeah. Could you imagine if anime was literally the same as Western animation or media? It wouldn't be this popular.
Yeah. No, see, yeah,
It's an alternative.
I get what you're saying though.
Yeah.
I feel like there's definitely like a sort of magic to how how niche
It's
anime
different.
Yeah,
It's
it's-
not this garbage coming out of Hollywood. That alone doesn't matter how degenerate it really truly is. It's 100% better than what Hollywood.
it's not trying to
it's
appeal to make the
unique,
billions
yeah.
of dollars.
Like, think of this, right? There is
Yeah.
tons of horrendous stuff in anime and hentai.
yeah.
But the slice of life stuff, it appeals to a lot of men because, well, the females, the main characters that are in these shows are extremely feminine to a near godlike status, right? Angelic in nature, and it's not an accident.
Yeah.
It's because these things are popular,
Yeah.
and in at least in the eastern part of the world, a lot of that is still very in good health and order. Whereas in the West, some people, me included, would argue it's in decline, and that's what partially drives some of the interest in anime. At least when you get into it, it may not be what gets people in, but it's what gets people to stay. At least some of them. Yeah. Sometimes it is just about giant robots. Sometimes it's just because it's cute, and there's nothing in Hollywood that's cute and cuddly anymore. Right?
Interesting.
Even Disney films have some issues that are just like, I don't know, man. Like, maybe I'm just too sensitive to it. I mean, I need a safe space. But, it's like, I'm going to stick to anime because, it's a little more reasonable, and it's I know what I'm getting into, which is to say, redo of Healer, if it keeps people out, the wrong people out, I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with it keeping like the wrong people out. I definitely, there are some people I don't want getting into anime.
Might let the wrong people in.
Yep.
Hey, but you know where they're gonna end up? They're gonna end up in the hentai section. Yeah. And guess what? They're not coming out.
Sorry.
They're gonna go into their little Coomer caves, and they're never coming out.
Yeah, but at the same time though, like for me, I had a hard time just growing up because I liked anime, and people looked at me.
The perception,
the perception.
But you're better than that.
Sure,
right?
And I don't necessarily care what people think of me.
Of course,
but it made it harder.
Right?
It made it hard to make friends.
But you know what I say? Bully hard, bully often. Give bullying a chance.
Give bullying a chance.
What has peace ever given us? What has peace ever given us?
I don't know. We've never had peace before.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you're experiencing it now. A long peace sucks. And you know what? It makes people kind of soft.
I mean, is it really peace? Because I
think a little bit of
I don't think
hardship isn't necessarily the worst thing, because some kids, like, it's just too. I know this is weird. We're talking about anime, and now I'm talking about this, but it is tangentially related. Like, I feel like, there's got to be some difficulty out there, and if it's gonna be anime, it might as well be that instead of.
I mean, and the arguability of like, that there's no peace because there's peace because there's no war, but I would say also there's never really been peace, even if there's no war.
Right. When people say the long peace,
but
they're
also,
talking about no state-on-state conflicts.
I feel like your life will always have hardships.
Yeah.
Regardless of if you're bullied or not.
I mean, it's life, really.
Right.
Because life has to have hardships.
Yeah, and
I feel like and I'm not like downplaying anything that you had to go through in that sense, but it's like, I feel like you're better for it.
Yeah.
We're better.
I don't necessarily disagree with that.
I mean, in a sense, it's the fact of the bad sides always bring more light to the good side.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the balance.
There is a contrast. There is a contrast between both sides of the medium.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it because
the more bad you have, the more you appreciate the good and the peace and the happy.
Right. We're in a clubhouse. We're up at the top. People are climbing up.
We're not in a club. We're in a white room. Blank walls.
We're talking metaphysically here.
Metaphysically. Even metaphysically.
I don't think I've heard that word
metaphysically
said so many times.
Metaphysically.
Simulation. Simulacra. Hyper reality.
Metaphysically.
So anyway, we're in a treehouse that some older kids built years and years ago.
Yeah.
There are kids climbing up, and there are some kids that are just, jumping out because they're done. They've done their thing up here, and some are getting too old and they just climb back down. But you know what? I don't want the normies coming up. We're putting a sign on the door. It says, "No normies. Get out."
I mean, no matter what, though, the normies are coming because...
No. Stop.
Look at live action Death Note. Look at all these live action movies we're getting because, look at the growth.
At least it's only Netflix.
Look at the growth of anime, though. because the growth of anime into the public eye has gotten more and more, and you're seeing like I mean, before us, anime was very niche. Like before we were into it, very niche. Like,
Could you imagine having to get
nobody
bootleg
talked about it.
VCR tapes?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that'd be awful.
I mean, but now
I don't know. That
we're-
seems kind of hardcore, you know?
I mean, and now we're in such an age where anime is so accessible, especially legally, because I mean, it's easier to get anime than any other media out there.
It's also easier to make it, too.
Yeah, I mean it is, and it's they underpay everybody on anime
Well,
too.
that's part of it.
Yeah, it's a big part of it. It's just sad, and a big part of it is a lot of people do pirate anime, but we won't say anything here about it. But like, I mean, the sad thing is I mean not the sad thing, but the good thing is it's getting more into a bigger community where there's more support, and we're seeing more animes made.
Yeah, I get that.
We're seeing a lot more, like, there's such a massive manga collection that needs to be made into an anime, and now we're having more of an opportunity for those mangas that deserve to be made in anime to have the funding to be made into an anime.
You know what I want? I want the anime industry to... This is going to sound bad at first, but what I want to happen is I want the same amount of viewers, or at least the same type of viewers, right? So, you know, we're probably going to have an upward trend no matter what for even a good while. But let's just call it a flat line, more or less. I want that to stay the same. And then I want all of the studios practicing poor, bad, or unethical practices with their staff, how they pay them, and all of the other garbage we've heard about. I want those companies to eventually collapse due to poor management.
Yeah.
And you know what I want to happen instead? I want smaller, independent firms coming up and doing the same thing. Right?
Someone alarm went off.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Because like, it's the same with watchmaking, right? There is something to be said about the Grand Three, you know, of the horological community. But it's the interesting stuff is coming from just random people starting their own little basement business, making their own watches.
Yeah.
I want that to happen with the anime community because...
Like Movement Watch.
What's that?
Have you ever heard of Movement Watches?
Yeah, we don't talk about movement.
I like Movement. They're decent.
Please don't.
Why? Never mind. We won't.
So Nate,
yeah.
That's off topic.
Going back to, like, you don't want normies getting into it.
Yeah.
So here's my perspective on all of that. So for me, I feel like anime has changed my life in such a positive way, and I want more people to get into it because my personal experience is a good one,
Right.
and I feel like so many people could share the same experience as me.
It could change a lot of those normies.
Yeah, and technically, weren't we all normies at some point?
Don't speak that evil over us.
Nathan,
we were always better.
we were normies.
Maybe
were
you
normies
were.
at some
Maybe
point.
you were. But
Don't
We
you
aren't
remember
anymore.
Mr. Friedley's math class?
I've been on the weapons board since 2011.
Don't you remember Mr. Friedley's math class?
Oh, God. God damn. It's not even the school we graduated from.
Normies.
Listen here.
But I don't mind if more people get into it. I like how anime is becoming
As long
more
as it's the
mainstream.
type of people that have been getting in, I'm fine with that.
I mean, the big problem you have is what the biggest problem we have with Western media right now is studios are they have to make media content that is either superheroes or reboots because they know that's where all the money, that's where everybody's going to pay a ticket to go see.
I love
Everybody's going to go see the next Avengers movie. Like Avengers Endgame is literally the top grossing movie right now.
Oh, yeah. I watched the footage, by the way. You're right. The Lilo and Stitch. That was definitely Endgame. That predicted everything. That was
But it's
ahead
like
of his time.
Mhm.
they're
Yeah, right.
they're stuck because I mean you look at a new idea won't ever make money, and now they're stuck in this thing where it's like they're gonna lose money if they try and put all this money into some obscure idea unless you're Christopher Nolan. And even he is starting to lose money because Tenet didn't do that good. I mean, you could blame COVID, but like It's just this idea where now people are only going to see
People are too
But,
dumb
yeah,
to get
that-
Marvel
stuff.
movies.
That's the thing. I predict that more people will start making more live action anime movies.
Oh man.
And I know that's a scary
Yeah.
thought, but it's
They'll
already
do-
happening.
they'll
And I
do it
feel like
wrong.
it's just gonna
You know what? Though?
become more and more
You know what
frequent.
though? I'm not actually mad about that. You want to know why? Because it's going to be made by Western firms and studios. And you know what? I love the comparison that will be drawn when that happens.
Well,
Why? Because it'll prove anime is better because it's not being
Yeah.
made with a Western perspective or tilt.
well, here's the
Sure.
thing. Here's the thing where you need it to be good is because at first, what we're seeing right now, we already see how bad it is. I mean, watch the live action Death Note. You see how bad they messed that up. But if you really, let's take a look at like the MCU right now. The reason the MCU is doing so successful and the reason they are good movies is because Kevin Feige, the guy that's leading all these movies, he grew up with comics. He was a nerd. He read these
Right,
comics.
he loves the source material.
Exactly.
He's willing to stick with it.
So basically, as
Yeah.
time moves on and we get more filmmakers, as the old filmmakers move out and new filmmakers move in, you have a community of filmmakers that might like anime. Like you have a kid that grew up on Dragon Ball or Naruto, and he's going to make Naruto the way he saw it and not the way somebody that hasn't even seen Dragon Ball and watched like a
Coming to
quick
theater-
summary.
Coming to a theater near you.
Yep.
Exactly.
But
Future Diaries live action.
But that's exactly why I have a lot of faith in the One Piece live action that's coming out. I know that sounds
Who's making it?
sounds weird.
Who's making it?
Netflix is. Which
Ooh.
I know, which is also scary. But
Are they gonna make Luffy
The-
gay or black? They're gonna make him black, aren't they?
I don't care who plays him, just as long as they get his character right.
I mean, yeah, it's not so much of like whether they make him female or they make him gay or they make
Well,
him black. I mean,
I don't want him
What
to
if
be
they make him-
female.
What if they make him short?
But it kind of goes into the ideas. You have a fan making these films.
Yeah,
you have a Kevin Feige
the
that
writer
leads these
behind-
universes.
The live action One Piece. He's come out and said that he's a huge fan and he's grown up with One Piece.
You know who
his
was a
entire
huge
life.
fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender, like the actual series?
I don't believe him.
I-
M. Night Shyamalan.
One of the guys who wrote it, who
See.
ended up writing Legend of Korra.
Yeah, but Legend of Korra was
I
good.
love Legend of Korra.
I love Legend
Oh,
of
am
Korra.
I in the minority here?
You are in
Yeah.
the minority.
Okay.
Are we moving into Legend of Korra now?
No,
That's
we're
our
chill.
disagreement?
I'm still trying to do anime. I was just trying to make a point.
I mean, it is anime.
No, I love Legend of Korra. Legend of
We
Korra is
can move into
underrated.
that.
It was
Honestly.
fun
About
to
that.
watch, but it's not.
I think it's.
I mean, it's
genius.
nowhere
Genius.
near as good as the
it's
original.
A, it's a
obviously.
guilty pleasure because
Speaking-
it's not good.
Speaking of news,
Wait, we
they
just,
are making another.
Actually, yeah, I
They-
heard
did
a
you
little bit
hear what
about
happened
that.
though?
No.
The
they're-
creators are coming back to Nickelodeon to make another cartoon.
What?
Aren't they making a movie?
extension? I think they're making. Is
For
it? I can't remember if
Korra
it's a
or
movie.
Avatar?
Just for the universe.
Just the
They
universe
They
of
haven't
Avatar
said yet.
in general. Yeah.
Can we have a 1980s theme, please? I want the
Nathan.
big hair bands.
I want to
And-
see a movie about the Cabbage Guy.
Me too.
It's because
he should be the next.
yeah,
I know
Avatar.
why.
You know who I cast
know-
as the Cabbage Guy?
I know. I know what my
Cast
name on your
Nathan.
phone still is to this day, isn't it?
It
Is it the same?
It is.
I knew it.
Nathan,
Cabbage
you
guy.
are
The
you are
cabbage
guy.
man.
Nathan is the Cabbage Guy.
Man,
Guy.
my cabbages.
Yeah, but in Legend of Korra, he builds an entire corporation.
I am Donald Trump. Is that what
mean,
you're saying?
That'll be you.
The
I am the
best-
Donald Trump of cabbages.
Yes.
The best thing about Korra was,
Fucking yes.
I mean, one of the best things about Korra was the villain Amon.
Yeah, the first season is
Oh,
definitely
man.
the
Admit,
best.
like-
Dude, who is that voice actor? I love that voice.
Remember?
I want that voice.
I have
I
no
be
want
idea.
mine.
that voice. I mean, Mark Hamill is Fire Lord Sozin.
I want to say Crispin Freeman, but I know that's not right.
Okay. He was
Probably
good.
not.
I did like
I
him.
love Crispin.
I also did like the philosophizing terrorist that he was. That was fantastic. I
Yeah,
like that.
he was
I like
great.
that trope. I like the trope of
I love it.
terrorists that are like romantically involved in their own like bullshit. I love it so
Which
much.
is why you would like One Piece.
Oh shit!
Shh.
Is that spoilers?
No more One Piece.
I mean,
Who's the fourth Hokage?
No more One Piece. One Piece is crap. And that's the end of it.
Haha, he got you.
It's not. Dude, chapter 1005 came out.
Would you stop talking about One Piece?
I
You
just
always talk
remembered.
about One Piece, and it's just nobody likes One
I
Piece.
can't believe I have
Name one friend that likes One Piece.
None, Daniel. We've been over this so many times. You don't have to rub it in my face, okay? I want friends who like One Piece, but no one is willing to watch it.
I am
what I
sorry
thought.
about that.
Anyway,
No, you're not.
okay,
You didn't
okay.
have to say that in public.
I think we can move on past the anime that
Yeah.
we hate from each other, whatever.
Sure.
But I think there's a segue here. I think there's a segue that we can still like stay on this topic and also move into the topic of anime we love, but the public hates. But I don't know if Nathan likes it that much.
What's that? No, I like that. I just need to pull
You-
mine up
Do
because
you,
I had a.
do you like Sword Art Online?
All right, so that's
What
one
are
of-
your opinions on Sword
So
Art?
okay, Sword Art Online.
I mean,
When I
the
got
public
back,
hates it.
what's that?
The public hates it.
What? No, they
Like,
love it.
No.
Well,
What?
I-
Oh no, I'm sorry.
It's
Sorry,
a-
my bad.
it's
It's mixed. It's half and half.
It's a pretty. I mean,
I
they
feel like
like the
it's-
first season.
This
but
is- this is
a
the
lot of-
majority.
This is like the
A lot of people
Shuni
like it,
Sia
but-
split between the anime
I
community.
mean, it's not even. I wouldn't even say it's like half and half. It's definitely majority hate it.
Is that right? I feel like
Yeah.
I'm
I
only
think-
on one half of the battlefield. I feel like we're just like
I mean, I was
evenly
I was
pitched
looking
here.
at a few articles on like some of the top hated anime, and Sword Art Online is definitely
Yeah,
up
no,
there.
I
It's
definitely
definitely
would
it
say
shows up on all the articles.
SAO is one of the most hated anime.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll say this.
And I understand why, but I love it.
I don't understand why.
You two both like it, right? Is that how that is?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
I
Okay,
really like
so I think I can explain a little better than most people. The main issue with SAO.
You're wrong.
Fuck, you
No,
just fucking wrecked my argument. God damn, I love the show now.
Truth bullet.
Dude, shoot me, do it. So here's the
So
thing.
dark.
When it comes to we live in a society. When when we're talking about SAO, the thing that
Yeah.
bothers a lot of people the most is the squandered promise of what the show could have been. It's so frustrating
Yeah.
to watch. Have you ever, a little unrelated, but have you ever tried teaching like a younger cousin or any child a particular skill that you're actually good at and you're good at teaching, and they just don't get it, and it's not at anyone's fault, just that they're not ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
That's
I
what
have
it.
a set of particular skills.
That's what it feels like.
I
That's
will
what
find
SAO
you.
does.
And I will kill you.
Hey, Qui-Gon Jinn, how you doing over there? No, that's what it feels like.
I guess.
SAO had such a cool premise, and this was before like everything was isekai'd, and before everything was we're in
Yeah.
a video game now, right?
I
This was
mean-
a mostly new
Yeah.
part of the
Yeah.
medium that was still in development, and the tropes were still being worked out because they didn't exist yet. At least not in anime. They existed in manga, but it was, the difference. So the thing is, the first big problem is that everything stops being cool because everything stopped being new because they ended the world halfway through a season. We thought we were going to be in this world for a season at least. And you know what happened? We didn't get that. They left. Then they went to
Yeah.
a new game, right? Very jarring.
I mean, I can understand. I think I mean, I can agree on a certain level where it's like, yeah, like we could have had more time in this world. We could have
Yeah,
explored
I think
more.
it
It could have
was-
been like
It could have been a shonen.
Yeah, we could have
basically.
really-
a long-running shonen.
just
Or-
on
or-
Aincrad.
Or a long scripted adventure.
Yeah.
That's what we
and
thought we would get.
I would have loved that.
Yeah.
But did you know that they're making movies of Sword Art Online?
Yeah,
It
and-
works as a
and it's-
reboot slash
and it's
remake.
partially what still,
And they're going floor by floor this
I
time.
almost want to. The thing is, this may be a very unpopular opinion, even amongst the people I'm representing here, but I do unironically think that SAO Abridged is a better telling of that story.
No, I think you're actually in the
So like,
majority
are you?
there.
Oh, is that right?
I
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
I
Oh.
think you're in the majority.
So
Okay.
you're saying like you think it would be better to see them go level by level.
Or at least longer.
Yeah.
Like,
like,
I agree
I
with
would've-
that, but I
Because
feel
by
like for
the
what
end,
it is,
by the
it's
end, they
still
were like,
pretty
they said
good.
they were on like level 70, right? It's
Yeah.
like, well, how did you get there? What was the story behind that? That would have been better.
But I'll argue this fact. don't you think that too much of a good thing can turn bad fast?
Good point.
And I mean, you
Yes.
can
Too much of that rape scene would have been even worse.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's-
saying?
I feel like that's
I mean,
one of
if
the
you
reasons
if
why
you really
people hate
think
Sword Art
about
Online.
it, though,
If you think it's weird that people got upset about the Goblin Slayer incident, don't be, because people were still upset about the scene with what's her face
the
and
reindeer
where
girl-
that
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer girl.
yeah, on
That- and
the birdcage thing. Yeah,
Oh,
And
yeah,
then-
that too.
we'll just call it the birdcage.
yeah, that
incident.
happens in every season.
But okay, so
Very cool.
There's a rape scene
But-
in every season. I don't know why the creator does that, but
here,
Are we talking
everyone hates
about SAO or redo of Healer?
SAO.
yeah.
Yep, every season.
So here's
It's awful.
here's
I don't
And here's the
understand.
final nail in the coffin, right? This is the
Okay.
last part of the answer. There was a show that did it better,
Log Horizon.
Log Horizon.
I knew you were
Mark
gonna say
Horizon,
that.
yeah.
Did you see it, Dan?
No, you should. I think you showed me
Oh,
like the first
man, that's-
episode.
Yeah, you mentioned this. Yeah.
Okay, but I would say how many episodes is Log Horizon?
Log Horizon has 2 seasons, and it's on its
It's like
3rd season, actually.
50 episodes.
Yeah.
So I would
right?
say like Log Horizon, it's still pretty. It's not. I mean, it's not long enough yet to really like overdo the world. Where I would argue SAO, like I mean, if you really think about it, like the reason people hate SAO is because they didn't get enough of the world.
Yeah.
Well,
But in a
I also
sense,
don't think that's.
that's a good thing
I
because
think that's one of the biggest reasons people don't like it.
you want
but
people to come back for more, though.
Also,
like, you
I
the
really,
think-
characters of Kirito and Asuka, is that or
Asuna.
Asuna?
Yeah.
Kirito.
Did I just mix up Evangelion with SAO? Bark, bark, bark,
Dude, they're
bark.
the same character.
They're the same. Oh God.
But I mean, here's the thing, though. But
Fuck.
think about it. I mean, if you're thinking about like Lord of the Rings, for example, Lord of the Rings beyond like Lord of the Rings, yeah, it's pretty complicated. It answers a lot of the questions within the Lord of the Rings story, but like the Lord of the Rings universe is so massive. It's so many questions, and I think that's what makes Lord of the Rings interesting. I think that's what makes a lot of stories very interesting, and kind of what Tolkien tried to do with Lord of the Rings is you always answer questions, but then when you answer a question, you open 3 more questions. And so in a sense, I don't think SEO does it well enough to say like, let's answer a question and open 3 more questions. I think they just answer a question and open one simple no other question. I think that's where they do fail. But I would say that SAO is very successful because in a sense people want more of that world
let me
by
give you
keeping
another-
it short.
Let me give you another perspective that I don't think is. This one might be uncommon,
Yeah.
even in this camp. Is I can't remember if it was an OVA or a film of SAO, but I remember there was floated a premise that was, to me, sounded like this was like prepping for future properties of SAO,
Yeah.
where he's basically, oh man, this is taking some real recall right here, but it was to the extent that Kirito is basically going to be a genius at this shit, and he's going to play an important part in making this technology, blah, 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 more narrative things, possibilities in the future. I was
Yeah.
like, that's actually, for all the things I hate about SAO, I do like that part of the character where it's like,
Yeah,
even though it's
I
edgy on purpose, I'm okay with it because it's like, at some points, it's executed really well. And that's the real cry and shame of the whole affair. It just, so much of it had so much promise, and so much of it is good in spite of itself. It's just never enough, at least
Yeah.
for me.
And I think even if Sword Art Online focused on world building and fleshing out the story and the world more, there would be a lot of people who still wouldn't like it.
That's right. And I think part of that is also the characters.
Yeah, and I think
they're too
main
mature.
reason for that
They're
is the characters.
simultaneously, there's a parallax in that they're too mature and too immature for their own age group.
Yeah.
They're not exactly where they ought to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things I wanted to see, I think it would have been a really interesting direction to take the series, is to show how the people who were trapped in Aincrad, how they dealt with their lives afterwards. Because
Yes.
they didn't really go into that.
You
They're
know
just
what-
like, oh, back to happy life. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
good.
You know who does that?
Yeah, I
Log
agree.
Horizon.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It was really good how they handled it.
I think it
In
would
fact,
be,
they're still handling it. Things are popping up now.
Okay,
there
that-
are long-term
that
problems that
sounds
are now
really-
popping up.
Yeah.
that sounds really cool to me.
It is. It's actually kind of creepy.
Because if it showed the people in Aincrad dealing with, just I
De-
feel like it would make
devolving
them
in the situation.
depressed.
Yes.
They lived in this
Yeah.
world for so long, and now
This
they're
is
back.
why Log Horizon
what do
gets
they
the
do?
good rap that it does.
I think SAO originally in the first season, it does capture that at the beginning of the game, as it talks about people like killing themselves in the beginning of the game, and like
Yeah.
Dude, I'd
a
kill
lot
myself.
of like like a lot of just really tragic things. But then I think the bad thing about SAO is it doesn't really dive into anything dark or
It doesn't
anything.
focus. It does not focus.
Especially when they
Yeah.
get out of the game.
Yeah,
too.
I think that is a downside.
Now,
to
see, that was
SAO.
a cool part, right? Where it was like, now he's out, and I'll give it this. When he got out, the first thing he's doing is looking for her. I was like,
Yeah.
I like that ending of the episode.
Yeah.
And what do? They ruin it. Oh, she's the only one that didn't make it out. Oh, wow. How convenient for the narrative. Oh.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I just think it's
Oh, wow. Her betrothed is a fucking degenerate. Oh,
think
no.
it's kind of like the
Oh, the guy that owned the coffee shop in the video game is actually a bartender in real life.
I think a big problem though, like, I mean, it wouldn't be so much the characters or the plot or like she's still stuck in the game. I think it's like in the beginning of the first half of the first season, they had a lot of stakes. They had a lot of consequences. They had a lot of character drama where like, like when he takes that one party into that dungeon and then they all die. Like there's a lot of stakes in that first half of that first season. And then they kind of just throw the stakes aside in the next half of the season, and it's all about just rescuing us.
With the Elfencrad thing, there's no like
Yeah.
permadeath.
And I don't think the world itself is like dumb, but it's
It's
Yeah, I
not
don't-
what
I
you
you don't
started
and you don't
with.
need
It's not
permadeath.
what you started with.
Yeah, but
That's
it's
a big one.
and it's not like they have to have permadeath. It's just have some stakes. Have some stakes that affect the characters' lives. Have some stakes that affect whether or not these characters are going to die, whether or not they're going to make it, whether or not like it's just kind of like
You know what might make it better?
whateverness.
If
in
the
a
author
sense.
of SAO would just not pay his taxes. That might increase
the stakes.
yeah.
So,
That might
so yeah,
increase-
and with the stakes, even in later seasons, I feel like the only stakes there are is you die in the game, you die in real life. That
you die in real life, you'll die
those
in
are
the
the only
game.
stakes. And sure, that's cool in the first
real life.
arc, but after that, it kind of gets stale.
I'm good at the
yeah.
game,
But
and
that's
I'm not
why
dead yet.
I
That's why
enjoyed
I'm
the
a
movie
cool.
so much, because the stakes were different, and
Yeah.
it felt like more scary, I guess,
Oh yeah.
because people were losing their memories of Aincrad. Those were the stakes, and
You're really gonna like Log Horizon.
I think so too. I'll watch it soon. Before
Yes.
season 3 finishes, I'll catch up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But you have to watch One Piece first.
You don't have to watch it.
Tell you what, get to a certain arc in One Piece. It's in like the first 30 episodes,
Thought I was gonna say in the first 2 years of watching it.
and I'll watch Log Horizon.
Jesus Christ,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't do that.
Do it.
It's 30 episodes.
Don't do it.
We're
I
like
can't even do
50
9.
chapters.
How about you watch, or how about you read Komi-san?
I have read Komi.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I'm just not caught up on it.
Whose fault is that?
Money.
What?
I buy manga. I buy the physical release.
you
and I
you
just-
do the backwards reading thing?
I sure do.
Don't worry, I'm
Yeah.
a scrolling degenerate, so I can't really speak to that.
Yeah. We already knew.
I have over 200 volumes of manga.
Brady, nobody cares.
The majority of that is One Piece.
Yeah.
Nobody
see,
guessed that either.
nobody cares.
Yeah.
Wow, you have a lot of One Piece manga?
I do.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, that's so cool.
First 95 volumes, Daniel.
Have you talked to
Wow.
the general public about that one manga you got that was really weird?
I want to tell that story, but Daniel won't let me.
We'll get there. We're not there yet.
Okay, I trust you.
I have a lot of
I trust-
embarrassing stories that I think people would enjoy.
I trust the plan.
About his origin of buying hentai manga.
Yeah, but then Daniel just says that, and people are going to wonder, but you won't let me explain it, so
Hey,
they think I'm weird.
I want to backtrack a second and just point out that my score of a 3 for Anohana is on an average difference against the general population that's watched that, a difference of 5.43 points.
Wow.
That is the highest divergence on
Interesting.
anything,
Yeah.
including my over positive ratings
I've heard-
against the general
So
population.
this-
I think I've heard that people don't like that anime. I mean, or I've heard people don't like Anohana.
No. To the extent that typically
People like it.
the people on average give it an 8.
So yeah, you're
I am 5 points.
you're wrong.
5.5 points under them.
So you're a loser.
Like that's how much that is the highest divergence, right? And that's in the
you
red.
hated that much.
Yeah,
You loser.
Wow.
I know. But I wanted to point that out because I remembered that nothing went past that was the biggest divergence. It was a negative divergence too. The positive divergences where I'm scoring higher than the average community doesn't get anywhere close. Nothing gets even to a 4. Nothing. And it's like, it's funny because none of them were in the 10 or 8 slots,
Yeah.
right? Or 9, right? Like, like the thing that I liked the most that most people were like, it was okay, and they gave it like a 7,
Yeah.
was Bodacious Space Pirates. That's it. That's kind of obscure in a certain way. That's not too
Dude,
obscure.
there are so many anime. I feel like you gave a 3 that.
Like which ones?
So
Just name them. Just name them.
So the other one I noticed was Terror in Residence or Zenkyo no Terror.
What did I give it?
I think you gave it a 3.
No,
or
way.
a 4.
Oh, you know what? It was the ending. It was
the ending
really
was
good.
great. I
What?
thought the ending was amazing.
Sell me on it. If you can remember it.
So
Pitch it to me.
I mean, it's
Pitch it to me.
it's spoilers. So I assume you liked most of the show.
I
It's
loved a
just-
lot of the show,
Yeah.
but it
Wait, what's
yeah.
it called?
Terror in Resonance.
Yeah.
Okay, let me sell it to you. Brady's not doing it justice.
He hasn't even started yet.
So okay, here's the thing about the ending of the thing. Terror in Residence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the best part about the ending is they
Did you even
all
watch
these.
it?
Yeah, I
Okay.
know. I've watched every anime.
Okay.
I've read every
The
manga.
glint in your eye told me you were about to pull this right out of your ass.
No,
Yeah.
no. Have you listened to this podcast? When have I ever pulled anything out of my ass?
No, it's just that I could see your eyes. But now you're afraid, and now you're going to tell
No.
the truth.
Yeah, I will. So here's. Let me sell you on the ending because Brady's not doing it justice.
I didn't even
Here's the ending. So we have these people, this rich community, right? And
Yeah. Go on.
and the people, these rich people think if we put up these walls, we put up these gates, we put these locks on our doors, we put up all these security cameras, the poor class can't get in, the poor class can't reach us. But then we get hold on.
What's so funny? That doesn't sound funny. That sounds serious.
Yes, this is a very serious topic. You can see it across the world. Anyway, it's really reflective on the community. So you see as these people that come to install the security, the people that are putting up all this stuff for them, doing all these walls,
Mm-hmm.
turns out they're the people that they're trying to keep out. And that's why they end up
No.
killing the rich dude in the
Dude,
end.
what the fuck? That changes my entire... What was he talking about? Was he even talking about the show?
No.
No.
Terror of Residence.
Thanks a lot, Dan.
Terror of Residence.
So let
Is that
me
not
sell
the-
you on
Is
it.
that the show?
Wow, man.
So
Thanks
the-
a lot,
I
Dan.
I sold you on it.
The
didn't I?
biggest mystery of the show
That was great.
for me was why are the characters doing this? Why are they acting
Yeah.
as terrorists?
Yeah, it's
You
not
know,
clear.
And blowing things up. Like, what is their goal? They
And
seem
not
like
killing anybody.
they
Yeah.
they're clearly good.
Oh,
people. Like, they're not.
Terror of
Shut the
Residence.
fuck up.
Shut up, dude.
Hey, this is my
So, like-
podcast. Well, it's our podcast. But I have the mute buttons.
God damn it.
Good. Then we can talk.
Mute yourself.
So rude.
Mute yourself.
Never.
That's the new KYS.
Never.
Mute yourself.
Mute yourself. Mute yourself. I'm just gonna mute yourself.
Isolate your own audio.
MYS.
Yourself. I love
Why don't you go mute yourself? Anyway, terrorists.
it. So yeah,
Quit diverting, Brady.
That was your fault.
When?
I trusted you.
explain to me
now
when.
you know how I feel every week.
Explain
Because
to
you're
me.
too weak.
Explain to me how.
Only you can keep the train on the rails, Brady.
I try my best.
You don't try hard enough.
I try. Anyways.
Yeah.
They're residents.
So they never explain anything. They're clearly not hurting anybody on purpose.
Yeah, and the entire show, I was just, why are they doing this? What's their end game? What's their goal?
Right.
And
And it was to show the world that, hey, Japan had developed nuclear weapons. That was the end game.
No, it's to show the world we live in a
sure,
society.
that was part of it.
And that we
but-
were, genetic weapons of a sort.
and their main goal was
that we live in a society.
that they wanted to be remembered. That's what they wanted.
Okay, but man, the ending, the last 40...
That's why they were doing all these things.
The last
because they
8
wanted
minutes,
to be remembered.
if I'm remembering this right, was just like, okay, so if I was in their shoes, like, after I'd achieved everything I needed to, and even if I was dying of some, hyper fast, fox die tier, genetic, I don't think I'd be staring down a Black Hawk UH-60 waiting for them to gun me down. I think I'd be hiding in a cafe or a bar, just kind of living the
Well,
less.
they weren't expecting that, right?
Yes, they were.
Came
They
out
were.
of nowhere.
No, they were ready for it. They were clear. Well, at least the younger brother. That's the
Well-
one I remember getting shot by the helicopter crew. That was totally like he knew it was happening. He had opportunities to escape, but he didn't. He was just like, it's all good. Getting
But
shots.
even if he was expecting it,
Mhm.
I
don't know.
can't say I blame him for not really doing anything about it. And wasn't he also trying to protect the girl?
That's a little foggy. I don't remember that much.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
I mean, yeah, it's been.
I
been
would
a little
say if I
bit
watched
for
it
me, too.
again, there's a chance I'd give it a higher score. But I remember the ending just
But
made me feel very
I
sour
thought it was
about
great because even though they died in the end.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
I mean they won.
Wow.
No way,
You
terrorists
just
ended up
spoiled
dead.
it for me.
How did
But,
that happen?
Terrorists never die.
They achieved their goal. In the end, they were remembered.
Live free,
and-
die hard.
I thought that was
Amen, brother.
really impactful.
You know what?
It was like the girl who leapt through time, though. I remember it very similarly.
yeah, I
It was
love
such
that
a
anime.
good film
I forgot about that.
until the last 2 minutes, and then it just ruined everything because
What? Why?
I
Because
don't
the-
remember
the-
anything about
the
that film,
mechanical
honestly.
nature of traveling.
What happened in the end again?
She ended up becoming the reason everything happened, and then stopped. She ceased to exist. She leapt through time. Right.
Interesting.
So like metaphorically, she did so. Not that she was traveling through time; she jumped out of it. But
She was screwing everything up.
That's how I remember this. It was so.
Man, I can't.
Everything was.
It's been so long.
If
Since
the last 2 minutes had been cut and it just ended by a shot watching a swing in the wind in the summer breeze, boom, movie over, would have been perfect. Maybe a 9 out of 10, maybe a 10 out of 10. But instead, they tried to give a really. I'll give them this. They tried to do something interesting and give a mechanical answer to something that physically can't happen.
Yeah.
And they ended up making the whole thing more or less impossible and pointless, which is, it sounds hyperbolic to say it that way, but it was just poorly managed, that ending. And it really upset me because it was good.
Yeah.
And then it stopped being good.
I barely remember that movie, so
It was really cool. It
I
was
don't have
really
an opinion.
cool.
I remember really liking it.
Yeah. I
And
remember
it's-
liking it a lot.
Mamoru Hosoda, and he's one of my favorite directors.
Hmm.
He
Yeah.
did Wolf Children
That's right.
and Summer Wars.
Furry material.
Wolf Children is a good movie. Okay. It's
You
like
know who else is?
Beastars.
You know who else is a furry? Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. Batman's his persona.
Bruce. Oh, I thought you said Bruce Rain.
I did.
Bruce Rain.
Wait.
We're never getting back on the rails.
Where are we?
I don't know.
I'll tell you where we're at. We're already an hour and 38 minutes in. That's where we're at.
Brady,
Okay.
where are we?
We're in a room with blank walls. Anyway,
Somewhere I
so
don't wanna
I
be.
think we should move on to the topic of anime we hate. Wait, do you have? Before we move on, Nathan, do you have any anime that you loved but the public just hates?
I think I did. I think I had at least one. Let me double check.
Yeah, I don't even know. That people hate that we like?
Yeah. The
No,
general mean score that you
that
have
we
is higher than
we're discussing anime we hate or we
But-
like but people hate.
Okay.
The next
One
topic
moment.
is what we hate but people like.
one moment. Here we go. Say that one more time. Which one are we doing? That was not a troll. That's why it's funny.
What anime do you like that? Well, before we move on, but do you have any anime that you liked that the public hated?
You know, I'm looking a second time. No, the only until I get to like my sevens does anything really diverge. It's really interesting that I'm looking at it and only seeing it now. Like the divergence is 2 points or less in how much more I liked it than the general audience, like worldwide,
Yeah.
which is interesting because the one that is the closest, like 0% diversion, like to the general public, is Log Horizon, on the money, which is interesting. No, all of my diverging opinions are in my 4s and 5s.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm a very cynical man.
Yeah, you are. All right. Well, then, what anime do we hate that the public just loves besides SAO
Well, one
for Nathan?
that I don't like, but everyone else likes is, I don't think either of you have seen it, but Serial Experiments Lane.
Total shit.
It's so dumb.
No, I've not seen it. No, I have friends that say it's good though.
And maybe I need to rewatch it because I watched it my sophomore year of high school,
All right.
and it's supposed to be really deep.
Isn't it like really connected to a narrative about building the internet?
Yeah.
What's it called?
And consciousness.
Yeah, Serial Experiments Lane. Serial
Seri-
Experiments Lane. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, you did not say that right
Like,
that
yeah.
time.
It's kind of
Serial
about a girl
Experiments
that
Lane.
is essentially becoming a singularity or something to that end.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
but
that anime where it's about the where you know
Shut
that
thing.
street where they make cereal, and it's the where they they all come together in the back
Yeah,
alley and
I-
experiment with it.
No, maybe I would like it if I watch it now.
That's really
But
kinky.
I thought it was just so dumb,
course Brady
and
would
I
like
just
it.
I couldn't understand it, and
Too
didn't-
grug brain.
I didn't see the underlying meaning behind it.
It's because there's no furries in it.
Yeah, and I remember this one scene where she was on her computer, and then she looked behind her, and then there was just like this gray alien just like peeking through her door, just looking at her.
Oh yeah, that's like all the anonymous users on 4chan.
You know, maybe that is what it means.
Yeah,
but I
dude.
never understood
Yeah.
what the hell that meant. And then she talked to God or something at some point.
Yeah,
think
I do that on the
I
internet all
don't-
the time.
I don't understand what the hell that show was, but I didn't really enjoy it.
Sounds terrible.
I thought it was boring.
What'd you give it?
I forget. I think I gave it like a 6,
That's not bad. That's just like
or maybe I gave it a 5.
it's like a mediocre score.
Wow. and
Did you ever give
Nathan
anything-
gave Anohana
A 3. Have you given anything a 3, Brady?
Given quite a.
Or maybe it's going to be
few,
something
I
everyone
think.
hated
I
too.
would give
Let
something
me-
a 2 that I've seen.
What did you give it to? Do you remember?
It's called "Say I Love You."
Say I love you.
Oh
I remember
God, it
you
was
I haven't seen that one.
terrible. It's like watching a slice of life, and you're thinking like, oh, this is gonna build up to something. This is gonna build up to something.
Really cute.
It's like, yeah, it's like these two people that like, she's a nerdy girl and he's like the really hot guy. They start dating, whatever, and you know they're cute and you know a lot of drama, all the basic drama of high school.
Mhm.
You wait for it to build something. You wait for like something to happen.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, okay, maybe something's gonna happen. Like we're gonna like see the move in, or like some traumatic thing's gonna happen. We're gonna see some stakes start rising, because you know they build some dramatic stakes throughout that are just basic dramatic. Like you're like, wow, this is really slice of life, like really basic slice of life. And then it ends,
Nothing happened.
and nothing fucking happened. And I was like, are you serious? I was like, I just wasted my time. I was like, this was like,
It wasn't worth it.
It's like watching the first like 10 episodes of Clan Ed, and then it ended.
Cannot relate.
Awful.
Cannot relate
It's like, imagine watching a slice of life, watching the beginning of it
forever.
before anything happens.
It's like
and
the
then it
Endless
just
Eight.
ends.
It's like
Yeah.
the Endless Eight.
Yeah.
But worse.
That's what it
But
sounds
worse.
like.
It's like
If
just,
the Endless Eight was just the only part of the box set that came in the DVDs.
it's like the Endless Eight met Riverdale,
Riverdale. What's
but
that?
less dramatic.
What's Riverdale? Is that an anime or is that a
like,
TV show?
I don't know. Any Gossip Girl, like basic drama. Like
Valley
imagine
Girls.
like a really basic drama.
Valley Girls.
Yeah.
The
Just-
normies of women.
You, like this is one of the most normie animes I've ever seen.
Man,
in
I
my
thought I was going
life.
to get something with that one, but no, not a damn chuckle. I'm out of touch, boys.
Yeah,
I'm not as offensive as I thought I was.
yeah,
Damn.
you are.
You're a failure.
Yeah.
It's because
You'd think I'd be used
you've
to it
turned
by
into
now.
an SJW.
Not yet. I'm thinking about career change.
To an SJW.
Yeah. There's not a lot of money in being a Fourth Reich kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Just not happening. You know, there's nothing. You know, it's
Wait, SJW, Shonen Jump Weekly?
Yes, Brady. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a writer. What do you think? I'd be a fucking leftist? What the fuck? You know who I am?
A One Piece. It's because he watches too much One Piece.
Dude, that's another show that I didn't agree with.
One Piece.
Gurren Lagann.
Oh, what did I score that? Yeah, I
What?
did score that very
Gurren
high.
Lagann.
Yeah,
I love Gurren Lagann.
Yeah. I
got
know
it,
you do.
gave it like a 4, I think.
I think you're right.
Wow. Get out.
One.
What? Gurren Lagann's great.
Yeah, it's great. It's ridiculous, but it's great.
Technically speaking, again, yes, it is a real masterpiece.
Masterpiece.
And I
Beautiful
won't-
anime.
yeah, it's really well animated. I even like the art style of the characters. I didn't when I want mechs though, and this is a tiny little non-important thing I didn't like, but I want to mention it anyway. Is that mechs for me? I like more quote unquote realistic mechs. I like them where they have a lot of limitations that would make sense to us in the real world. Like, oh wow, this thing is out of petroleum; it's not going to work.
But I would
but I-
definitely argue that the fact of Gurren Lagann is the fact to go over the top.
And I totally understand,
ridiculous.
and I'm fine with it. It's the art style of the
Yeah.
mechs that I didn't care for. But however, the thing is,
But how would you rate it so low for that?
so that's not the reason. That is just a nitpick. The reason I didn't like it was because the ending.
Yeah,
It was good up until the ending.
Yeah.
Really
The
good.
ending was great. I
Yeah.
like the
The
ending.
ending was
I'm
great.
sorry. I might be a hopeless
Cynical.
romantic at heart. Those are really
Is
different.
that the reason you didn't like
Oh
the
my
ending?
God.
Yeah, no. I really don't like to imagine myself being at the altar with the girl that I just destroyed half a universe to save. And then she just turns into flower petals. Very cool.
Well,
It's like Samurai Jack. Very cool.
we all don't have a happy ending.
I don't. I don't like to think about it.
So you
So I don't like
you
seeing
should-
it in the
you should
media I
relate.
consume. What?
You should relate more to it.
Yeah, I don't like seeing that shit in the media. I'm trying to escape from reality, Dan. I'm trying to get out of it.
Well, let me break the news to you.
No.
Media is reality
Mute yourself.
because
Mute yourself.
it's all based. Mute yourself. It's all based on reality.
Stop.
It's all based on the reality we live in. Art is just based on the realities and troubles they live in.
Stop.
It's all Godzilla.
I'm going to consume this microphone.
Oh my god. Anyway, what are more anime we hate? Anybody?
I'm
So
basically out of any good
here's-
topics on those. Because I only hate the stuff most people hate, actually.
So here's an out there one, I guess. I feel like no one will agree with me,
One Piece.
and I don't necessarily hate it.
You fucking got
Mute yourself.
Mute yourself.
I feel like no one will agree with me on this, and I don't hate it. I just
Don't
don't
like it.
care for it, I guess. But Spirited Away.
Yeah, I'm not
I-
a big fan.
Which one is that?
I'll agree with that.
Remind
Honestly,
me.
it's the
The bathhouse one?
The most
the
popular.
Ghibli, the most popular.
Is that the
Ghibli
one with the
movie.
bathhouse?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, okay.
No
I-
face.
The No Face.
Okay, so I'm only going to be able to disagree with you because I have such a good memory of this. Because when I was out in Korea, me and a really close friend of mine, we bonded over, amongst other things, that we had very similar taste in anime. Because the field of work I'm in, everyone is into anime, right? The part of the army I'm in is
Yeah.
extremely nerdy. The chances of walking into someone that doesn't like anime, I've literally run into 3 people that have the what's the red cloud logo from Naruto?
Akatsuki.
Oh,
The
Akatsuki,
Akatsuki. Yeah, they've tattooed that shit onto them. So that's the type of people we're talking about. But like me and him, we both really liked a certain particular side of anime. And when we're at this point, I had watched most of the Miyazaki films, but except for amongst a few,
The most popular one.
yeah, Spirited Away. I'm not sure why I had never seen it. It's not because I didn't want to. It's just it never.
I mean, it's probably the most popular anime movie.
Which is weird because
Yeah, it is.
I thought it was something else. But
Yeah.
yeah, the reason I like it is there were a lot of moments between some of the coworkers, side characters in that show that just, whoa, man, that was so real. I loved it. It was great.
Yeah. I just
Oops.
I prefer other Ghibli movies way more. Whisper
Yeah.
of the Heart was one of my favorite movies.
When Marnie was there,
When Marnie was there.
I-
Princess
Kiki's
Mononoke I
delivery
liked.
service is great.
I love the setting of
I
it.
love
Oh.
Kiki's.
What is it called?
Great movie.
Nausicaa.
Yeah, Nausicaa's good.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I watched that out in Korea as well for the first time. That was
Oh,
also
yeah.
really good.
I mean, I guess
it's
another-
it's really good.
another- Ghibli movie I disagree with that I liked, but I didn't think it was that great was Princess Mononoke. Is that it?
Really,
Yeah.
you didn't like it as
It's
much?
Okay, I was
I like it.
expecting more.
Weird.
I
I feel
would
like that's
understand
almost
that.
up your
So
alley
kind
a
of
little
like
more
it
than
kinda-
me.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just. I guess I went into it expecting too much.
So I would have
Okay.
I got
agreed
out
with
of
you.
it.
I watched on my first watch of it. I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
But then Ghibli Fest was happening, and they were playing Ghibli movies in theaters. And I went with some friends of mine, and we went to go see Princess Mononoke in theaters, and that experience changed it completely for me.
What did either of you watch Porco Rosso yet?
No.
I've not.
Well, here's the deal. The best translation is not the Japanese one to English. It is not the dubbed English one. It is the dubbed Italian one. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, because they're full of shit. It takes place in Italy. It has airplanes, and there's a talking pig. It better be in Italian.
Interesting.
Take your word for it.
I think. Howl's Moving Castle's great.
Love it.
So I
That was my first
actually
Miyazaki
have
film.
never
Howl's
finished
great.
that movie.
It's
Have you
great.
read the book?
Choice of song.
I've watched Howl's Moving Castle so many times,
But never finished it.
But I've always fallen asleep
Oh God.
Yeah.
at like
It's
the
great.
same point.
How can you
every
fall
single
asleep?
time.
How can you fall asleep when Mike Wazowski is in your fireplace cooking your
Listen,
bacon?
Sometimes when you're just really tired.
Love
Listen,
Calcifer.
Nathan, you don't know what it's like to
You
be a
don't know
real
what it's like.
tired boy.
Listen,
You know what it's like to like One Piece.
I sure don't. I would be very tired with myself at that point. Good God.
I'm tired.
The
2005, I keep
but I just
I'd walk the plank.
I
I
think-
wouldn't handle it no more.
I think Spirited Away was also like Princess Mononoke. It was underwhelming because I think I went in expecting more, and like you watch it, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
like there's so much going on. Like there is a lot happening, and the art is crazy, like outstandingly. Like I think it's one of the best animated films I've seen.
Maybe it's a bit claustrophobic.
It is, I think so. But like, I think the story is just too convoluted. I can't tell if the story of Spirited Away. I mean, I may get flack for this, but I can't tell if the story of Spirited Away is too complicated or just too flat. Because I can't tell if I get it or if I don't get it. Because I'm like, am I missing something? Because I feel like I got it, but maybe I'm just
I don't
missing
think it's
that
that
deeper
complicated.
element.
I think it's as simple as you think it might be.
And that's what I think disappoints me a little bit.
Yeah,
Is because
I
of
think
how
that's the perfect way to put
complicated.
it.
Yeah, I think that's how complicated that art style is and how complex it is. It really just overshadows the story and the characters a lot. I think like a lot, and it's beautifully animated, beautifully, like so much going on. Oh, but I think that fact alone just really overwhelms the rest of the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really disagree. It's not this. I'll put
I
it.
know you can't.
I will say it this way: it's not as strong as the other Ghibli movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, Ghibli movies, when you think about it, not all of them, but like a lot of the Ghibli movies are kids' movies, technically. I mean, they really are made for kids. You can tell, especially My Neighbor Totoro.
I haven't seen
I think,
it yet.
I mean, if you watch it, you'll be like, wow, that was a little not that great. But when you watch it as if it's like a Disney movie, it's really good. I think it's got a great story. It's not as like crazy depressing as your most animes would be, as you think they would be, but it's still, I really liked it. It was a kids movie. I can see why a lot of people growing up with Ghibli movies really loved them. I mean, I think Kiki's Delivery Service is also very simple. You can tell it's a kids movie, but it's still got a great message in it. Great
Literally
character development. I love it.
The only coming of age story that I actually unironically like.
It's such a great coming of age movie.
Although I was sad when the cat couldn't talk to her.
Yeah,
Which was like
so sad.
that's like the nitpick that I just will never get over.
Yeah,
I'm sad about that.
same, honestly.
I want more of that world, by the way. I love it. I love the
I'd love to see it.
I love the fantasy mid 19th century European setting that's in Howl's Moving Castle and Kiki's Delivery. I feel like they could be in this. They could coexist in the same timeline.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I want more of that place, but not
Same.
not in the sense that like I want endless content until it's bad. I would like a third movie somewhere in that place.
Yeah, I agree.
That'd be really
That'd be
neat.
nice.
Even if it was off the walls,
I could do
like we're following some really awful, unskilled and unlucky con men and bank robbers.
Yeah.
God, that'd be an interesting movie if it was set there.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be so neat.
I agree. I think the universe is really fascinating. I love the I love what you could do with the characters inside that universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if there's a little bit of magic.
Yeah.
Could you imagine like trying to rob a bank in a 19th century Europe setting, but like you have a witch on a broomstick?
Yeah.
Like the possibilities with that simple little addition of low level magic is just so interesting.
I agree, and it's not like an insane level of magic where they can just get away with anything.
It's not high fantasy. It's like
just
it's urban fantasy.
It's just
in
a
a way.
little drop.
Yeah.
It's just a little drop to taint the water a little bit.
It's like a tiny bit of paprika spice in your chicken noodle soup.
Exactly.
Chicken noodle soup is good. It may be boring a little bit, but that paprika, small pinch.
Speaking of paprika, have you seen that film?
Is that the one with the fish, or the?
Brady, nobody cares.
Is this a furry thing?
No.
Yeah, it is.
It's an anime movie.
You don't help yourself.
It's the movie that inspired Inception.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
What are you talking about?
Paprika.
Paprika.
I'm looking this up, and if you lied to me,
I'm not lying to you. It's a very
I think another film.
It's a very confusing movie.
I did want to watch this before we did this episode, but I didn't get to it, which was Akira.
yeah, same. I haven't seen it.
I don't think I would like it.
You know how many video essays I've seen of Akira?
So,
Enough to have watched Akira 8 times
Oh
over.
my god.
I appreciate what it's done for the anime industry.
I mean, it's
but yeah,
inspired a lot of anime.
Yeah, I really
It's
don't.
inspired Dragon Ball.
I really don't
I
care.
don't understand how. But yeah, I don't think it's something that I really don't want. I don't want to watch it, but I kind of wanted to watch it to see about how much I didn't like it.
I watched it, and I just thought it was so boring.
Yeah.
I didn't care for any of the characters.
Yeah.
But that red bike.
The red bike is pretty sick.
Oh, okay.
Not gonna lie.
And that one scene where he's like drifting to stop, where he's drifting to stop, and it's been copied and mimicked by so many animators over and over over the decades. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Also, the explosion, but in black and white.
It's inspired good stuff.
The black pill. Like, I love that. I love what that's done to culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta watch it.
Akira.
I think I should watch it, even though I won't like it. Anyway, anything else before we tie this all up?
No, I don't think so.
Because we're already at 2 hours.
Yeah, it's by far the longest episode.
No recommendations this week?
Oh, we have recommendations.
Okay, because I have one.
Oh, yes, you better.
Yeah.
You better have one. Well, because you know the rules.
Only one?
One and only one.
Yeah,
and
only
if you mention more than one, you can go mute yourself.
Okay.
Actually, you're not gonna mute yourself. I'm gonna fucking mute you.
Hey, Daniel.
What?
Mute
Nobody
yourself.
likes what? Were you gonna say nobody likes One Piece?
Yeah.
He admitted it, folks. You heard it.
I saw his lips move.
Smooth. All right. I think that was it for the week. Thanks, guys. Bye. I'm just kidding. No, I think now we move into our segment, ladies and gentlemen. You know what it is. It's the one and only one recommendation, where we get to recommend only one thing we've watched, one thing we've listened to, whatever you want, whatever you read, listened, but only one. Only one.
Right.
Nathan, do you want to go first, since you're our guest?
Sure. Man, that's hard because there's.
So,
I will follow the rule.
If I gotta mention one, I'm just kidding.
Is it? Can it be any medium?
Any medium.
See, that's what makes it difficult
Anything.
because if you could have said
Manga.
only anime or manga, I already have it. The problem is I've just played a good video game and it's just. But you know what? I'm gonna go.
Think about one.
I'm gonna go for the thing that has less popularity right now,
Okay.
which is the manga.
Smart.
I'm gonna recommend the Duke of Death and his Black Maid. Starts out as slice of life, and I think we're like 190 chapters in now, and they're starting to get into the mystery element of what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's so adorable because
Yeah.
are you reading it now?
No.
Did you
barely
get to
read
read
manga.
it yet? Okay. It's just if it never gets an anime, that's fine. Man, it's just it's cute in a way that hasn't been done yet
Interesting.
because it's simultaneously giving you quite a substantial amount of fan service in the classic setting, but it's upending it in a way that is not clever, but it's never been done before, and it's great. And that's what ties it into being. It's like the horseshoe theory of perviness. It's so perverted that it's like, well, yeah, but it's not perverted. It's very strange. I love it. Very good. Duke of Death and his Black Maid.
Interesting. I'll have to check it out. Sounds pretty fascinating.
I'll read it eventually.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think you guys would love it.
Tell you what. You read One Piece?
Brady.
I'll read that.
Okay, you're on. Shake on it.
Brady. Shut
Right
Really?
here. Shake on
Dude,
it.
absolutely. Hell yeah.
Let the record show me and Beerman have exchanged a handshake.
They didn't
Yeah.
exchange a handshake.
You're full of shit. Strike that from the record.
Dude,
I'll mute him.
Yeah.
if that's what it takes
Yeah.
to get you to read One
Absolutely.
Piece.
That's how much I want people to read this.
Dude,
Wow.
hell yeah.
Wow.
Man, what did I get myself into?
All I ask is that you get
you're
through
about
the
to get
first
into
couple of
a
arcs.
world.
Is that like 30 books?
No, it's only like
It's like-
79 books.
It's like 8
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
It's
okay.
books.
It's-
8, 9
okay.
books.
it's about like what volume are they on now?
95.
95. Brady, do you have a recommendation?
I do,
One
actually.
recommendation?
Yeah,
God,
I have just one
if you
this
say
time.
One Piece, I swear I'm gonna.
But
be
he
know
just
what?
recommended
So,
it. No, he just recommended it. He's
yeah.
done. He's done for the night.
That's true. So
No.
ladies
But
and
One Piece
gentlemen-
was the one I was gonna recommend because fuck you guys. So let me talk about it more.
Wait, he already did it.
Wait, what do you say?
One Piece. I'm recommending One Piece.
Oh.
One and only one this time.
We're done.
It's really good. One Piece is a wonderful show. It's a wonderful journey, and the most recent arc has been fantastic.
Is the real
And chapter 1005 just came out, and I still haven't read it.
Is-
I'm staring so
very
deep into this
eager.
blank wall. over
Is the
here.
real treasure the friends we made along
No,
the?
actually,
Oh,
the creator confirmed that it's not. It's not that.
Oh,
It's not
shit.
gonna
Do
be
you know?
that.
Do you know the
It's-
theme song?
Stop.
Da-da-da.
Dan.
So
Da-da,
come along
da-da.
and bring aboard all your hopes and dreams, so that together we can destroy them individually.
So
One Piece.
it's not how the song.
One Piece. Yeah, I know that one,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about destroying hopes and dreams.
dude. That's
Well,
what
that's
I do.
the world government's goal
Yeah, it
in
works.
One Piece.
It's working a lot. Oh, I thought you meant our government.
Well,
I was about to
yeah.
say, like, I
Yeah.
work for the government. Can confirm.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Is that really your recommendation?
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck you guys.
Unironically, recommended the thing he always recommends.
Yep.
No, he
How
just
are we
lost-
even
he just
surprised?
But I'm,
lost a
I'm not
chance.
even going to recommend anything
Dude,
else.
he's the Chad here. We're
I-
we're the virgins.
I feel bad for the listener that they have to listen. To
I feel
this
bad for me because now I'm a virgin.
because I feel
Yeah.
bad because the listeners could have had a chance to actually get recommended something that was worth reading or watching.
Warp.
But
Warp.
Warp.
here's the thing. I love
Wayne?
One Piece so much. I have made so many deals with people that if they watch One Piece, I'll watch something.
I'll make a deal with you if
I
you
just
never
watched
talk
through all
about
of-
if you never talk about One Piece again.
Oh God.
I'll make a deal with you if you never mention One Piece, never talk about One Piece, or never make a deal about One Piece. I'll read every volume.
Well, you got a fan.
See, I know you won't keep that promise, though.
How do you know? Would you take it?
If he shakes your hand,
Absolutely not.
if he shakes your hand, it's on the record forever.
No.
Yeah.
No fucking way. He's
Okay.
okay, man.
If you want me to watch something else, like watch a whole series, I'll do it.
He'll do it.
I just watched through all of Ruby.
Oh damn.
Because
Was it
I
actually
made a
good?
deal. I loved it.
Okay.
Ruby was amazing.
I want you to watch all of Gossip Girl.
The girl with the Spartan armor died,
Listen,
right?
I don't even care. about
Spoilers.
Gossip Girl.
We literally had
But-
Naruto
well, yeah,
spoilers,
but-
so
Yeah. She was
Oh.
my favorite
I know
character,
that's
too.
the thing. When I found that out during a spoiler thing, I was like, you know,
Sad day.
I don't need to find out how or why.
You should. It's
Well,
good. It sets up like just a dark tone for the entire show. and it's really
Anyway.
good.
Enough about One Piece.
Watch it, Daniel. I just made a deal with Nathan.
Yep.
Let's make a deal too.
Let's make a deal. What are you, Howie Mandel?
Yeah. Let's make a
It's
deal.
a deal with the devil.
Maybe that's what the will of D stands for. No one knows.
Anyway,
Monkey D. Luffy. Maybe the D stands for devil. No
My-
one knows. Maybe
or
it stands for dreams.
Maybe it means
I don't know.
one
dickweed.
recommendation this week. If I have to recommend something,
Nobody cares.
I would have
Thanks for
to
your input.
recommend.
Nobody cares, Daniel.
Thanks for your input.
Probably One Piece.
Don't say it.
Hey, does that count as two recommendations on this? Can I chip in a second?
Nope,
Oh shit.
just one. Okay.
So why do you recommend One Piece, Daniel?
I don't recommend One Piece. The real thing I recommend is Weathering with You.
What? Oh, did you watch it?
I did watch it.
Ah, dude, hell
It's
yeah.
pretty good.
I did not watch it yet.
It is not.
Is it sad?
Yeah,
It's
Oof.
by the same creator as Your Name.
but then it's.
But
but I
it
think-
wasn't sad. It was just kind of like melancholy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's pretty similar.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say it's not. I think I liked Your Name more.
Me too.
I mean, it's very fascinating. We have this world where these kids are kind of runaway kids, kind of like abandoned orphans, and you kind of have this mystical element, which he always includes, the Sunshine Girl, and it's got a lot to do with weather. I mean, there's a lot to. What I love about this director is there's a lot to study in what he's really trying to get to with the subtext. Like, I really want to take another look at this film and really see what he's like. what he's trying to say behind like the meaning of the weather, because I mean in your name I kind of did a deep dive onto like the meaning of the meteorite and a lot of that, and I think he has a lot of deep meaning that he doesn't really just point out to you, but that you really got to look for. And I think it's a worthy movie of being able to study. I don't think it's as good as Your Name, but it's definitely a great anime. Highly recommend it. Beautiful animation.
And the soundtrack is
I wish
spectacular.
I wish Rapid Winds did like another
Actually,
English version of all the songs, but honestly, even the
Me too.
Japanese songs
Yeah.
were outstanding.
The scene where the song that plays when they're falling through the sky.
That was so good.
Out of all the Brady, out of all of the manga you've read, which one has your favorite soundtrack?
One Piece.
Well,
It's,
I know
it's the One Piece song. So
a
come
joke
along,
question.
and
Yeah.
bring a boy.
But now I'm curious how you'll answer it seriously.
So this is pretty funny. So when I read manga, I download
anime
the
media.
soundtrack
Oh,
of the
no.
anime and listen to
Wait.
it while reading the manga.
Wait, I already know what it is.
One Piece.
It's not One Piece.
What's that?
Come
what's
aboard.
what's the hentai manga he owns?
What?
What's the hentai manga he owns?
Oh, the weird
A
one.
Girl on the Shore or something like that?
So if it doesn't have an anime, I download songs that I think would like be fitting
Death
for
Grips. Death Grips.
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So for that manga, I downloaded like really wholesome like slice of life songs. Like I added Clannad to the playlist, and I'm like, oh yeah, this song is gonna
messed up.
fit in it.
Before
and
you
then I
figured out
started
what it
reading
was?
and then I'm like, oh shit, this is not at all what I thought it was.
Oh God.
Don't read A Girl on the Shore, please don't.
Read A Girl on the Shore. Brady recommends it.
No, I bought it by accident. It's a long
That's
story.
what he actually recommends.
No, it's not even good porn. It's just awful.
Is it furry porn?
No, it's just
That's
the
why he doesn't
worst
like
shit
it.
ever.
Because it's not furry porn. That's why he doesn't like it.
Because there's literally
Yeah,
shit.
I like just about anything as long as it's animated. Don't quote me.
You
Well,
heard
that
it
one's on the record
on
now.
record.
Not only is it quotable, it's isolatable.
I didn't even have to say anything.
No, me neither. He just looked at me and said that shit. I didn't even coax him onto that one. God
It's
damn.
not even like he was joking or sarcastic.
It's like a confession.
I am a
Don't
true man
quote
of
you
culture.
on that when you literally just said it on a podcast.
It's on the record forever.
Hey, what can I say?
It's isolatable. And guess what? I'm isolating it, putting it in the group chat.
Yep.
I'm a true man of culture.
Shit.
A man of
Culture?
taste.
I don't
A
like
pr-
a
If you're a
girl on the
true
shore.
man of culture, then
A
culture
Girl on
is
the Shore is
fallen.
awful.
Brady, you are a patrician through and through.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say you're a Patronus charm.
I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
I'm not
It's
that
from Harry
cultured.
Potter.
Oh, no, I guess I am too cultured for that. I, too, like the wizard books.
Oh, I too like the Wizard Boy.
Not really.
I
I
guess
hate
we-
that shit.
We never talked about
Dude,
Pirates of the
But
Caribbean.
which soundtrack
love
would be
Pirates of
my
the
favorite
Caribbean.
out of all of the manga I've read?
We know the answer to
Wow,
that one.
nobody cares.
I'd say
I thought we'd move past this.
No, we didn't.
I'd say either Tokyo Ghoul or
What are you looking at?
Tokyo Ghoul,
He
Maiden
literally,
Abyss,
he
or
l-
Nisekoi.
Where are we?
Ladies and gentlemen, he literally just turned around and looked at a blank wall.
Yeah,
like
that's
he was
what I did.
looking at a
I
shelf of
wasn't.
anime.
Yeah, I
Daniel.
wasn't looking at my manga
Daniel.
to see what my
Dan.
answer would be.
Yeah.
How do we leave?
Yeah, let's
You have
please
s- you
end
s-
it.
You summoned
Wait,
me.
we leave?
You summoned me, and now it is done.
Nathan,
Guys,
Let me go.
Let's
you-
all
if-
mute ourselves
Mute
together
ourselves.
at the same time.
okay.
Should we also encourage
create
the
a
listeners to do the same?
Listen, guys.
Dude, this is some Heaven's Gate shit right here.
If I'm honest with you, I don't know how to mute us.
Shit.
And if I'm also honest with you, and if you've listened to the end of the show before, I don't know how to stop this.
I'm so tired.
Existence.
Well, we'll
is
see you guys next
tiring.
week. We're just going to be right here. Nathan is now one of us. You're here for,
Forever.
yeah.
Thank God.
Hey, well, at least we have a lot
I
of
just
manga
keep
to read.
recording, and I don't
Hey,
know.
yeah, while we're here, you want to just grab some of the One Piece volumes and start reading?
You know,
I think I'll illegally pirate them on my own time. Thanks.
it's a good thing I bought the biggest.
Support the industry.
It's a really good thing I bought the biggest SD card I could find.
Oh, yeah.
They had the most. So this way, because I mean, I thought it would have run out by like 3-4 weeks now, but it hasn't.
Badass.
How how long have we been going? But like, it's been 2-3 hours. This is a long
Been about
podcast.
4 weeks.
Is this
We
my,
should stop.
Is this my fault?
I mean, no. I mostly blame
It's always
Daniel.
Brady's fault.
Okay, yeah, you're right. We would have had this done 3 hours ago if you had shown up on time.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
If you had shown up on time, I could be in bed.
If I shown up, if I shown in,
2005.
He's a tired boy.
if I
am
shown
a
it up
tired
on
boy.
time, it would have been a shorter podcast.
Did you just make a pun? Bitch.
Are you arguing with me?
I didn't make a pun.
Are you gonna fix my audio? Because I know I peaked a couple times.
No,
We all do.
I told you I don't edit this.
Yeah, clearly. We know.
Wait, everybody, quiet. We gotta let the outro play.
We don't have an outro.
Shh. Yeah, we do. It's the song again.
Oh my god, I can hear it,
Dude, I can't hear it.
dude. Don't even.
I
Don't.
can't
You
hear
don't want to hear it.
anything.
You don't want to hear it. It's bad. Oh shit.
What is that?
Why are you singing with it? That's weird, dude.
What the hell?
Hold on, I gotta restart it.
I have to work at 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Haha, not me.
Well, thanks everybody for
Thank you.
listening in.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for being on here, Nathan.
If you made it
actually.
this
Yeah,
far,
no, this was
good,
great.
Good
I
job.
loved it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Thanks.
thanks, Nathan.
It was really great.
It was a swell time.
Yeah. Wow, that sounded
fantastic.
sarcastic, Brady.
Yeah. What?
No, genuine. Genuinely was a real
That
swell
still
time.
sounds sarcastic.
I love it.
Yeah, Daniel, it was such a good time talking with you.
Yeah, I wish I could say the same, Brady.
I only love Nathan.
Someone in here does.
Yeah, but does he love you back?
I don't even love me. That's what I was trying to allude to without being edgy about it.
Yeah, Nathan. Why you gotta make it weird?
We do appreciate
Oh
having
man,
you
you
on
weren't
here.
even there for that. God.
No, but we appreciate having you on here, Nathan.
No, I appreciate being
I'm
on. Thank
glad-
you.
I'm glad we needed our first guest. You're our first guest?
Yeah,
Am I
that's
no, wait, I am?
Yep.
Mhm.
What about
Sure.
Lucas?
Nope.
No,
What?
no,
He
no,
hasn't.
yet. The first guest is Nathan,
Whoa.
all the way from Korea.
Damn.
All the way from Korea.
Not that I live there. I would never live
He
there on
lives there.
purpose.
He lives there.
Shit. Don't speak that evil over me.
But guys, we thank you again for joining us here on Super Shonen Bros. You can always find us on our social media. Make sure you subscribe and rate and review. Always helps. And you always can write in. At the end, we'll read your letters. And then if you want to be included into our talks and our podcast, we always post the discussion usually earlier before we record. And if you would like to be a part of it, we'll include you. And we'll read your comments. Yeah, and you can also find our Patreon if you'd like to donate to our cause of whatever this is.
The cause.
Yeah. But
We're
gonna
going to do something. We don't know what.
Yeah. But no,
But we need the money.
yeah. With it, basically what we do is we produce more content for you all. And the thing we're hoping to start doing soon is commentaries on live action anime movies.
So we can
as well.
radicalize the young against it.
Exactly.
The normies.
Exactly. And we're also going to try and start our manga book club.
Yeah, and we'll be starting with One Piece. So look forward to that.
That immediately killed my interest.
Killed my interest too. And immediately I
Oh,
was
man.
like, never mind. We're
That
not
media
doing this.
product is not happening anymore.
Yeah,
we
we're not
scrapped
doing
that
this.
project.
Sorry guys, we're not doing manga club anymore. I think we're just going to do something else. Anyway,
Oh God, what a life!
we've pushed you guys' time too long.
Yeah, if you made it this far, good job.
Yeah, if
Proud
you
of
made it this
was
far,
it was a long,
yeah.
chaotic episode.
yeah, thank
but,
you. It was a good episode. Though.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Fairly well. Any last thoughts, anyone? That was weird, Brady.
What was weird? What are you talking about?
You know. Well, fairly well.
Fairly well.
Fairly well. Goodbye.
That was such a funny goodbye.
Stop the podcast. I want to go to bed and
The
read
listeners want to go to bed.
Oh,
I want to go to bed. I'm listening to this. I want to go to
wait,
bed.
but what if you're listening to this and driving to work?
I'm so sorry, me. I'm trying to listen to this and go to bed. This is your fault, Daniel.
Oh, here's the button.